Welcome to Frank B. Fuhr Field in Meadville, Pennsylvania, as Week 2 of the 2024 President's Athletic Conference Game of the Week commences on KDKA Plus between the visiting St. Vincent Bearcats and the Allegheny Gators. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Austin Beck will join alongside my good friend Robert Mangino. Susie Cool, the third member of our crew, will join us momentarily. So Allegheny coming off of a big win Week 1 against Bethany. St. Vincent a difficult time against a really good Washington and Jefferson team. St. Vincent looking to bounce back. Allegheny looking to go 2-0 at home.
One of the things that's really important here is that Allegheny stay within their game plan on this one. St. Vincent trying desperately to figure out where they can get their footing to have a good performance today.
And it's been a while for Allegheny being 2-0, trying in the home opener to be able to do so against St. Vincent, who puts out a new offense, but one of the mainstays, Wiley Purry, a star at the linebacker position.
In a losing effort last week, Wiley Purry was absolutely fantastic. 11 tackles, 8 of them were solo, and just a continuation from what he did last year. He had 6 games, 10-plus tackles. He's the kind of guy that when you're watching a football game and you see the center point at an opposing player or the quarterback's pointing at an opposing player, he's the guy that they're pointing out because he's all over the field and he's dominant.
And he's from Long Beach Poly, making the long journey from California to play at St. Vincent. He's in his second season. In his first year at starting quarterback for Allegheny is the senior Trevor Brinsick, who also serves as the punter. Really good last week, 2 touchdowns and a 74% completion rate.
It's been years since a quarterback not named Jack Johnson has been quarterback at Allegheny. Trevor comes in, he's been waiting, he's been patient, he's a senior, he's looking for his opportunity. Last week, absolutely fantastic. No picks, 2 touchdowns, 23 of 31 for 273. He's taken possession of this offense. He's leading it, and the team is rallying behind him.
Braden Lair in his second season leading the Gators, 4-7 overall. Aaron Smetanka, 6th season, 18-28 for St. Vincent, and a grad of the Bearcats in 2012. What are the keys to the game, Mangino, on either side, beginning with St. Vincent?
All right, St. Vincent, you've got to slow the game down. Last week against W&J, it was a track meet, and they just could not get the team to slow down on defense. And then on the offensive side of the ball, way too many 3-and-outs, just giving it right back over to the powerhouse offense. If St. Vincent can figure out a way of slowing things down, they're going to be in a much better position on this one. Also, they need to control the line of scrimmage. W&J last week had it completely. Both sides of the ball, the front 5 on offense, that front 7 on defense. If they can get control, it'll be a difference maker for them. Now, when you look at what's happening over at Allegheny, they need to not look past St. Vincent. Last year, they felt really good about drawing St. Vincent not too long after they lost to W&J, thinking, okay, we can win this game. St. Vincent surprised them, stunning upset, if you will. So they need to make sure they don't look past this game either.
Allegheny has not been 2-0 since the 2010 season, when the Gators began the year with a 28-0 win at Bethany and 34-27 a home win against Carnegie Mellon. Gators went 7-3 that year, playing in the NCAC. It's a different world here in 2024, and we'll be back right after this for St. Vincent and Allegheny on KDKA+.
As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you can have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. You can get a policy with GBU Life that is affordable to you now and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you are building today at gbu.org.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
One-handed drive, what a score! Trucks his way into the end zone. He's off to the races to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone again. St. Vincent has won the toss and has deferred to the second half. Allegheny will get the football, but first, here's Susie Cool.
Thanks, Austin. The theme of today's game between the St. Vincent Bearcats and Allegheny Gators is to make no assumptions. St. Vincent head coach Aaron Smetanka said that this week was all about rebounding after suffering a 59-6 loss in their season opener. Smetanka wants his team to add movement to their run game, open up gaps for their quarterback Israel Reed, and pressure on the defense. Gators head coach Braden Layer said that just because St. Vincent lost in their season opener doesn't mean his team can make any assumptions. In fact, that would just be pure insanity. He wants his team to hone in on their own abilities, manage their own line of scrimmage, and make sure that he is matching up to St. Vincent's physicality today. Austin?
Thanks, Susie. Return to the 15-yard line after just a short return of about 10 yards after it was fielded at the 5-yard line. It's first down and 10 for Allegheny at the 15. Trevor Brinzik, the senior quarterback, was 23 of 31, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of our players to watch from Franklin Regional High School. The senior in there, Jack Johnson, graduated. Longtime quarterback at Allegheny, gives way to Brinzik, who lines up in the shotgun formation and sends one receiver to the near side. He gets it on the end around, and a big hit delivered. Wiley Purry was in on it. As it's Smith, the back, sophomore, 5'7", 165 pounds on the end around. 3 rushes last week for 13 total yards. And as we take a look at the Gators offense, Devin Smith at back, Austin Williams, the tight end, one of the main factors in passing games. 7 receptions last week, 80 yards, and a veteran offensive line. But the left tackle, Keegan Johnson, one of the newcomers. Carson Messimer still manning the middle. The man at center, and a captain, Keller Liptrap at left guard. Allegheny likes to run to that left side of the line. Brinzik, a little bit of a broken play as he tried to hand it off. Goes to Williams instead on the pass. That gets close to a first down. Needs the 25. He gets to the 26, and it is good enough to pick up a first.
Sometimes play action is so good by the quarterback, you don't need the running back to be there to make it look good enough in order to hold the linebackers able to pick up that first down.
Yeah, Smith went the wrong way. He went left after Brinzik was trying to fake the handoff right on the read. And Brinzik now lines up with 5 men in the formation. Empty backfield, 2 receivers near side, 3 to the far side. First down and 10. Brinzik with plenty of time. Pass is incomplete. Bobbled by Smith from Patterson, New Jersey. That brings up second down and 10 for Braden Layer in his second season coaching Allegheny, a Denison alum of 2012, and he is scheming up the offense against this Bearcats defense. Right in the middle, Wiley Purry, the linebacker, senior, 5'11", 230 pounds, a JUCO product before coming to St. Vincent last season, second year with the Bearcats. Keyshawn Davis, also keep an eye out for him at the safety position, 11 tackles last week. Brinzik with plenty of time, looking over the middle, it's incomplete.
There are going to be opportunities for Allegheny to be able to run the ball. They love to throw the ball here at Allegheny. Gators love to go deep when they can. And right now, St. Vincent is playing that 2-deep defense in order to try to protect themselves from that. After that performance last week against W&J, they may want to figure out a way of being able to get some ground game going in order to keep the defense honest.
You're seeing St. Vincent play 2 high safeties. It's third down and 10. Ball at the 26-yard line for Brinzik. 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. Plenty of time. Brinzik looking to air it out. Downfield, incomplete.
That was close to a pass interference. The referees letting them play a little bit. It's interesting to note Brinzik has plenty of time. There were some question marks. They have a very veteran offensive line, except for 2 freshmen at left tackle and the other one at right guard, Johnson and Ponziani. And so far, they're holding up really well.
Yeah, and talking to Braden Layer this week, Johnson and Ponziani, 6'4", 6'3", big-time freshmen. He said they have good D3 size, more so D2, D1 size.
Right.
So Brinzik, the quarterback, also serves as the punter. And a good boot away with 2 returners back deep for St. Vincent, who will just elect it to bounce to the 44-yard line. So good field position for St. Vincent to begin its first drive with Israel Reed at quarterback. The senior, 6'1", 210 pounds. He's a transfer quarterback in his 5th year. Not a lot of success last week against Washington and Jefferson. Mangino, you were on the call as we take a look at the offense. Billy Beck at running back. Also, Justin Walker had a good week against W&J. 6 rushes for 55 yards and a touchdown. Also will factor into the pattern with Jeffrey Downs and Wayne Corbin, some of the wide receivers that will factor in, as well as Matthew Estelle. And Reed, before he could take the pistol formation snap, already a flag signaling a false start.
And this is one of the things that St. Vincent struggled with a little bit last week too, about figuring out ways in order to make things more difficult for themselves. So you have a nice 1st and 10 situation on your own 45. First down gets you nicely inside of the Gator territory, but you have a penalty before the first play and you're backed up 1st and 15.
Billy Beck is the starting running back, number 3 from St. Mary's, Pennsylvania, St. Mary's High School. 8 rushes last week. He's also their leading receiver at the running back spot in the pistol formation on 1st down and 15. They go to Beck on the swing pattern. Beck with some running room, gets past the original line of scrimmage and falls forward towards midfield.
What set that up was the wide receivers. It's so important if you're going to put your running back out in space and run those flat patterns, you need to get the wide receivers to lay the blocks. And right there, Keegan O'Brien with a big block and Wayne Corbin stepping up too in order to create some space and pick up some nice yardage.
Samuel Cato with the tackle from his safety spot. A junior from Maine. 2 receivers far side, 1 on the near side. Ball on the far side hash for Israel Reed in the shotgun. Looking to throw for the first time. Reed's pass is high, but caught. Reception made by Wayne Corbin. He's tackled down on Allegheny's side of the field, just 2 yards shy of a 1st down.
Allegheny playing a little soft at this point, allowing them the underneath routes. And a great pass and catch there, able to see what he had available to him. What Allegheny was giving Reed, he saw it. Very decisive, able to get some real nice yardage, setting up a 3rd and short.
And Fletcher Hammond from his outside linebacker spot made the tackle. Malcolm Denome not playing today. Leading tackler for Allegheny, still not good to go yet this season. It's 3rd down and 2, needing the 45-yard line. Pistol formation for Reed. They hand it off to Billy Beck. Beck with plenty of running room. He spins his way forward towards the 40. Picks up a 1st.
That was a great misdirection with the wide receiver in motion. What that does is move the linebackers, those middle linebackers, out of the middle, creating some space so that Beck is able to go right through the middle, pick up the necessary yardage for a 1st down. Not a huge gain, but enough to move the stakes.
Zach Altenbaugh made the tackle. Iman Costello, the left tackle, a little bit slow to get up as he hobbles off the field. We take our first break with 11:52 to go. The first quarter of play, no score. First drive for St. Vincent continues when you come back to Meadville.
At 2 Men and a Junk Truck, we can remove your things so you have room to dream.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails made with our new lineup of VBC spirits and one-of-a-kind food items. Follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on our series of live music. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than our production facility, only at Voodoo Brewing Company.
It's Potomac Furniture's 75th anniversary sale. Celebrate our birthday with 40, 50, and 60% savings. Stop in today, Route 19 in McMurray, or visit PotomacFurniture.com. Furniture of distinction at a price you can afford.
1st and 10, St. Vincent at the Allegheny 42-yard line. Shotgun for Israel Reed. Romani Christian High School. Sends a man in motion, that's Julian Walker. He's got it. Walker running far side. Bounces off of a tackler and makes his way towards the 35, a couple yards short of a 1st down.
That was a great back-to-back play where it's basically the same formation, man in motion. Linebackers a little hesitant about going out with them that time because they were beat the previous play, stay in their lanes, and he's able to get around the corner and pick up some really nice yardage.
A couple good cuts there from Walker, a freshman, 5'9", from Perry High School, Pittsburgh native. And you always wonder how freshmen factor in at the very beginning of the season. Walker made a good first impression, and he's active on the first drive. So pistol formation for Reed. Ball on the far side hash on 2nd down and 2. Broken up in the backfield. Great play by Zach Altenbaugh. Just shot through the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Senior 6'1", 230 out of Western Beaver, and he did. He just absolutely shot the gap between the guard and the tackle, knew what was coming, and was able to pick up that big tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Altenbaugh, 41 tackles on the season last year. Also a team captain. It's a 3-yard loss, now 3rd down and 5. Dante Sanders is the back for Reed, standing to his left. Tight end in the formation on the far side of the field. 2 receivers line up to the near side. Needing the 32 to convert. Reed under pressure, steps up. He goes down. Ball came out, but Reed was able to fall on it. Good pressure by the Allegheny defense. It's Colton Colucci on the sack. The junior 6'1", 225-pound linebacker sets up 4th down.
Yeah, that offensive line just not able to hold up for St. Vincent there. A little bit of pressure, one extra man coming in on that. But Israel Reed saw a lane, and it quickly closed on him, bringing up that 4th down.
And Colucci, it's kind of hard to miss him with the long flowing locks that he has. Troy Polamalu style hair. Pretty impressive flow he's displaying on the football field. On 4th down and 7, the offense remains on the field for St. Vincent in no man's land. Reed with plenty of time. Colucci applying the pressure. Reed steps up. Reed escapes. Reed towards the 1st down marker. He's got it and plenty more towards the red zone. Reed goes out of bounds at the 20. And St. Vincent picks up the 1st down on 4th and 7 and continues the drive.
He is so athletic. He's able to look down the field even while he's scrambling, keeping the defensive backs honest that way. And as he's making his way out toward the sideline, you'll see this here in the replay, where he is able to dodge a couple of players, get around that outside, tiptoe along the sideline, pick up big yardage for a huge 1st down.
Dante Sanders remains the back from Clairton High School, a sophomore, 6'2" back. Reed in the shotgun, sends a man in motion. That's Brian Boyd. Instead, it's Sanders. Sanders running near side, trying to get the edge. He's got it. Sanders still going to the 10, to the 5. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Vincent. Dante Sanders. First touchdown run of the year. And the Bearcats are on top early.
And there was an opportunity for Elijah Banks right there at the end. First of all, great run here, just getting out to the outside. Deceptive speed. They thought he was a little slower than he was. And then just a little bit of an arm tackle instead of putting your body out there in order to knock him out of bounds. Big 6 points here for St. Vincent.
And an impressive first drive from St. Vincent after having good field position right around their own 40-yard line. As they keep the drive going on 4th down and 7. And the extra point up and good. 9:24 to go. Here in the first quarter of play from Frank B. Fuhrer Field, the St. Vincent Bearcats lead Allegheny on KDKA+.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GBA Life.
What does it do?
It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends.
What's so great about that?
My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GBA Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more.
Oh.
You might be interested in a GBA Life annuity. You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
Craving the best burgers in town? Welcome to Moonlit Burgers, voted Best Burger 2024. From classic smash burgers and chicken sandwiches to salads and Millie's soft serve and shakes, we've got something for everyone. Enjoy our refreshing selection of local drafts, cocktails, and boozy shakes at the bar. Experience the magic of Moonlit Burgers, where flavor meets fun. Locally owned and operated, proudly serving the Pittsburgh community.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
Welcome back to Meadville. Allegheny's trying to do something that hasn't been done in 14 years. Mangino, start the season 2-0. Gators weren't even in the PAC again the last time that happened. And the last time that these two teams met? Well, it was a long time ago.
How far back do we have to go?
How about 98 years is the last time that Allegheny beat St. Vincent. St. Vincent has won both matchups since Allegheny returned to the PAC.
Wow. That drive, great drive, by the way, by St. Vincent. Took them about 4 minutes, drove down the field, 55 yards, a big touchdown run. What was impressive about this to me was that they had 2 opportunities to where they just could have fallen back and said, we're not getting anywhere. Before the drive even started, penalty, setting up a 1st and 15, and then that 4th down call, they could have punted away, maybe try to pin the Gators back deep. They went for it. Israel Reed does it with his feet, and they show themselves to be able to really bounce back from that game last week against WNJ.
Chris Geiswhite will let the kickoff bounce into the end zone for a touchback. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Gators at the 25-yard line as we take a look at the opening win. 20-14 on the road at Bethany. Always hard to win on the road, especially to start the season. And in a week that was full of blowouts, this was the closest game by far of any. There were multiple shutouts in the PAC to begin the season.
Yes, and Bethany really showed up. I mean, they are trying to turn their program around. Allegheny obviously doing that as well, making a great game of it last week. And now Allegheny here with it 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, looking to show what they can do on offense.
Brinzik rolls out to the near side. The pass is got. Good pattern to Curtis, no block. And it picks up a 1st down and a gain of 13.
The corners were playing off quite a bit. I mean, he was out there all by himself, easily a good 5-7 yards when he caught the ball before the defensive back was able to get on him. So great routes and great play against the scheme of St. Vincent on defense.
First and 10 at the 39 for Brinzik in the pistol formation. Sends a man in motion to the far side and hands it off up the middle. Pretty good run of about 4 yards for Michael Shank. Had 9 carries for just 11 yards last week, one of his better runs, sophomore from Sarah Catholic.
Yeah, that front 7 for St. Vincent doing a good job stopping the run, only letting them pick up about 3 yards because the entire secondary is playing well off the line. They are giving all the respect to Trevor Brinzik, these wide receivers, and Braden Layer's offense led by Matt Cochran to put the ball up a lot and put it up deep.
Yeah, Cochran promoted to offensive coordinator on the staff. Has been on the staff as Austin Williams makes the reception close to a 1st down. He makes his way to the 48, 1 yard shy. And Allegheny with Braden Layer, a good offensive mind from Denison. How about both Braden Layer and Smetanka from Allegheny graduating the same year, 2012. Not from the same schools or anything, but still very close in age between Aaron Smetanka and Braden Layer. As it sets up 3rd down and 1, pistol formation once again for Brinzik. Devin Smith is the back. Also has Shank in the backfield. Take the handoff. Brinzik's pass is incomplete. Trying to connect with Austin Williams and just out of his reach. So decision time for Allegheny with the ball right near midfield. Austin Williams will come back out onto the field. And with Brinzik also serving as the punter, could just take a couple steps back and punt it away. St. Vincent not sending anybody back deep yet.
Yeah, with a 4th and 1, you have the ability. You have a line that has shown themselves so far to be dominant and controlling. They're going to be able to give Brinzik all the time he needs if they do decide to throw it. And it looks as though with nobody in the backfield, if he's not keeping it, he's going in the air.
Sends Williams under center. Williams takes the snap, trying to push his way forward. It's going to depend on the spot. Originally looks good for Williams to pick up the 1st down. No signal yet. Wiley Purdy trying to signal on the St. Vincent side that Williams is short. Austin Williams, a former quarterback, picks it up on 4th and 1.
That was a really good call because you're set up to make the defense convinced that you're going to throw the ball. Bringing the man in motion, Williams in motion, putting him under center really quick, taking the snap. Doesn't give the defense enough time to react. You only needed a yard or 2. He got that and not a whole lot more.
You've seen that kind of in the NFL a little bit more too. Kansas City's tried that. Philadelphia has run similar sets like that where they'll send somebody in motion, go under center, and it kind of startles the defense a little bit as Allegheny shifts the formation in tight with Brinzik in the shotgun. 1st down and 10 right near midfield. It's a quick pitch to Smith. Smith running near side. Gets the edge. Smith still going. It's upended right near the 40-yard line. Close to a first down. Pickup of about 9. It is good enough. He's got 10 yards. And Smith into St. Vincent territory.
Offensive line pulling guards, being able to get the blocks that they need to be able to swing them to the outside. Nice tackle by Tonio Evans, the 6-foot junior out of Homestead. Went to school at Somerset, able to stop him, but not before he was able to pick up first down yardage.
A Homestead, Florida native. How about St. Vincent? 21 players from Florida on the team. As Brinzik, with plenty of time, looks to take a shot. Now rolls to the far side. He's going to take off with it. Brinzik past the 40, 35, and slides down. There was a hit delivered with Allegheny looking for a flag at the very end of it as Brinzik was sliding. Brinzik able to get up.
One of the interesting things that I found out about when it comes to why people would wonder, why are these kids coming from Florida and California and Texas and playing football D3 here in southwestern Pennsylvania, western Pennsylvania? I'll give you the answer to that because it's a really intriguing one coming up after this play.
So it's 2nd down and 2. Ball at the 33 for Brinzik in the pistol formation. He hands it off with running room. Smith runs into a wall at the 27-yard line. He ran right into Keyshawn Davis. And Davis stops him in his tracks, but not before another first down.
Did you know when it comes to D3 schools, there are no D3 schools in Florida?
Really?
None. So you're playing at D1, maybe D2, or you're not playing. So the kids that have the skill set to be able to play the next level, they're just on opportunities closer to home. Something similar for Texas and California as well.
So if you can't play at FIU or Florida or Florida State, this is your best option, and St. Vincent has taken advantage of it. Good run for Michael Shank. Makes his way to the 20 and a pick up a 5.
How about that power run? He was hit just beyond the line of scrimmage. He was not going to be stopped. Kept those legs churning. Here's the first hit. Runs right through that, keeps it going, picks up positive yards on top of that.
Shank, tough back. Sometimes you see that with smaller guys at 5'9", but 220 pounds, just bouncing off defenders and makes his way for what ends up being a pickup of 6. Shank remains the back with Brinzik in the pistol. 3 eligibles to the near side. They send Williams in motion to the far side of the field. Take the handoff from Brinzik. Rolls to the near side. Downfield incomplete. Trying to find Ian Dursey. Connected with Dursey once so far. 7 catches for 65 yards and a touchdown last week. The senior from Burrell High School.
Dursey was looking for a flag on that play. Referee saying no. There was a little bit of contact, but not enough. And besides, the ball may have been uncatchable at that point, too. It's interesting the way St. Vincent is running their defense on this. They're going to make Allegheny earn it every step of the way. No big plays, no splash plays, as you hear so often. Bring it down the field, see if we can force them to make a mistake, and now it's 3rd and down.
3rd and 4 at the 20. Brinzik in an empty gun. Quick pass, it's caught. And it's going to be close to a first down. It is good enough. Chris Geiswhite on the reception, the junior 6', 185-pound wide receiver. 4 catches last week from Corpus Christi, Texas, as you were alluding to, Mangino. He's getting an opportunity here, transfer to Allegheny.
Yeah, another one of those short routes because the defensive backs are playing off and they're deciding, you know what, if that's all you're going to give us, then we'll just take what you're giving and continue this drive, 1st and 10.
Ball inside the red zone at the 15. Smith returns as the back. Williams goes in motion at tight end. They give it to Smith up the middle. And moves the pile forward for a good gain of about 5.
Those guys are so strong up the middle for Allegheny. You look at Keller Liptrap, he's a senior, 5'10", 265. And then Carson Messimer, he goes in at 285. He's 6'4". Michael Ponziani, he's 6'4". He's 300. So the idea is if we're not going to throw it to the outside, just give it to our big back right up the middle. He weighs 220 himself, and he's going to get that positive yardage, and they're getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards of play.
Allegheny looking to try to tie the score. 2nd down and 4 after St. Vincent scored on its opening drive. Allegheny looking to respond on its 2nd drive, sending Williams in motion once again. This time he'll go to the far side of the formation and receives the pass, but not before being upended after a short pickup. Kyle Murray on the tackle. Junior safety from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Really Great story behind Murray. He's interning at Children's Hospital, has a 3.9 GPA, he's a nursing student. He's also an all-PAC tennis player. When does he have time to do anything?
I don't know. One of the things he doesn't do is sleep very much.
He works until 3, shows up to practice. Then he has a night class a couple of times during the week. Very busy man as he makes the tackle and sets up 3rd down and 3. Brynzik takes the high snap, looks towards the end zone. It's caught by Williams a couple yards short of the end zone, trying to fight his way, and Williams makes his way to the 2. Maybe stop shy at the 3, but it does pick up a 1st down. It's 1st and goal, Allegheny inside the 5.
When you get closer into your red zone, the defense has to get closer and closer to the receivers. There's not so much to give up behind you. They're giving a little bit too much of a cushion, and Allegheny is able to capitalize on that. Nice catch by Austin Williams, struggling for that yardage, trying to get to the end zone, coming up just a little bit short.
Brynzik in the pistol with Smith the back. Also have Shank in the backfield. Looking to Smith. Smith spins his way towards the 2. He's going to come up a little bit shy, though. Tackled down by a plethora of defenders. Fred Woodfork was in there from Amani Christian High School. A couple defensive linemen for St. Vincent are from Amani. Woodfork and Marcus Hart. 3 players on the 2 deep are all freshmen from Amani. So 3 Amani teammates have all come together to play for St. Vincent as we've ticked down to the final minute in the first quarter. 2nd and goal, remaining at the 3. Brynzik takes the high snap, gives to Shank. Shank fighting his way into the end zone. Michael Shank, touchdown, Allegheny, and the Gators respond.
Right over that right side of the offensive line. 300 and 250 with Mitchell Dugan. He's a senior, 5'11", out of Akron, New York. And this line is so impressive this afternoon. They seem to be able to have it on both sides, whether it's running the ball or providing the protection. They're stepping up and they're giving them all an interesting formation as they get ready for their extra point.
And now they'll go in tight, and Garrett Paxton will kick it. Paxton, a senior. A left-footed kicker. A good hold from Brynzik. Up and good. 7-7, 45 seconds remain, so see some good productive offense on either side after last week. Grove City against Geneva. We got a good game here in the first quarter between the Gators and the Bearcats. As Allegheny defensively has done a pretty decent job other than that first drive. St. Vincent, just really better offense. Sometimes good offense can beat just better defense. That's what we've seen so far. Defensively, though, let's take a look at the starters for Allegheny. There we go. John Mark Crawford on the defensive line with Nigel Williams, a returning 5th-year senior from Buffalo, New York. Josh Salisbury, very veteran defensive line for Allegheny. Like to rotate a lot of guys in there. Adri Matsuda as well. Zach Altenbaugh, the veteran linebacker as well. Malcolm Nanomi, though, not able to suit up today. David Babb, Vidal Joseph in the secondary with Samuel Cato, and Elijah Banks, a very veteran secondary as well. Joseph, a senior. Banks, though, a freshman. He is the one newcomer from Las Vegas, Nevada, to that secondary that's really making a significant impact. David Babb, also a captain as a senior, and Samuel Cato, the junior from Maine, who we saw make a couple plays defensively on St. Vincent's first drive.
St. Vincent, and we talked about this before the game, they need to figure out a way of slowing the game down and keeping everything in front of them, and they did a really good job of that, except for ultimately giving up the score. But that play, that drive right there, that touchdown for Allegheny, 16 plays, 75 yards, took off about 8 minutes and 40 seconds off of the clock, ultimately getting that nice touchdown. But this is the way that St. Vincent needs it to be in order to keep this thing close. Keep it slow, keep it all in front of you. And now it's about whether or not St. Vincent, when they get the ball, can respond in like manner, just like Allegheny just did against St. Vincent's score.
And St. Vincent, a season ago, only averaged about 13 points per game and gave up about 30 points per game. So definitely looking for a closer margin, which is what Allegheny found last year, with more of a happy medium. 21 points per game, only gave up about 26. The first quarter, sometimes it's just a tale of the tape for how the game is going to go. Especially, we saw it last week for St. Vincent's case, at least. Allegheny last year in the first quarter was outscored 82-47. St. Vincent 79-19 in the first quarter. as Allegheny's best quarter was the fourth, 62-38. Always try to end strong. Allegheny did a good job of doing that in a multitude of games last year, where St. Vincent was outscored 70-33 in the fourth quarter. We'll see how that might factor in.
Yeah, well, this game is, first of all, it's a perfect afternoon for a football game. Beautiful day here in Allegheny. And both of these teams, they have something they want to prove. Allegheny wants to show they can start a season 2-0, and St. Vincent wanting to bounce back from that loss to W&J last week and show they can do something.
Big hit at the 20-yard line.
Wow.
And on the hit, we talked about you can't really miss them. How about Colton Colucci just popping the returner at the 20-yard line?
It looks like he went airborne, and he just hit him. He had no idea it was coming. Fortunately, he was able to get from that hit. It was a vicious one.
Yeah, that's Julian Walker, who we saw factor in on that first offensive drive and have a good start for St. Vincent. It's 1st and 10, St. Vincent. Pull back in the formation, far side of the field. It's Israel Reed taking the snap and giving it to Billy Beck. Beck bounces it to the far side, does so again. Beck toward the first down. He's got it and a pickup of 11.
That run there, not only was the offensive line blocking the way that they needed to, once again, you look at the receivers, they're able to hold their blocks and not get a holding penalty on that call. In order for plays to go outside, be effective, you need the support and the blocking of important wide receivers, and Brian Boyd stepping up and doing that on that play.
Might be the final play unless St. Vincent likes to run another one. With just 10 seconds left on the game clock. Still plenty of time on the play clock to snap it. And Israel Reed sends a man in motion and does elect to snap. It is a low snap. He hands it off to Beck. Beck looking for running room, but doesn't make it past the 35-yard line after just a short pickup. Tie game, 7-7 as we go to the second quarter here in Meadville, Pennsylvania at Frank B. Buer Field.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails made with our new lineup of VBC spirits and one-of-a-kind food items. Follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on our series of live music. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than our production facility, only at Voodoo Brewing Company.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
When severe weather threatens, we're always watching the sky. The First Alert Weather Team is working every day to keep your family safe.
We're on the lookout for those dangerous storms right where you live, keeping an eye on radar to track where the rain, hail, and lightning are hitting. We could see severe thunderstorm warnings.
Warning your neighborhood if we see a potential threat. So we're looking at excessive rainfall expected through this evening.
So we can keep you safe. We're always watching for the next big storm so your family is prepared.
Welcome back on KDKA Plus to some D3 college football into the beautiful Meadville, Pennsylvania, where the Allegheny Gators and St. Vincent Bearcats are tied at 7 apiece in the second quarter. And the SVC community mourning hard this week after the passing of Father Myron Kirsch at 78 years old. Right now you're taking a peek at a game ball that was given to Father Myron last year after St. Vincent's win 23-19 over Allegheny, and he was incredibly sick at that time, so that's why he was given this game ball. And after his passing this week, SVC defensive coordinator John Bell went to get this football in honor of Father Myron. After After all, he's a major reason for the return of football at St. Vincent, and this ball is going to be carried with them throughout the rest of the season in his honor. Austin?
Thanks, Susie. St. Vincent playing with heavy hearts and looking to try to make it 3 in a row against Allegheny. As Reed lines up on 3rd down and 5. Ball at the near side hash. 2 receivers line up to the near side, but first flags. Rather a whistle signaling a timeout before delay a game. So St. Vincent was able to get the timeout off in time, needing to get to the 44-yard line. And football was not around at St. Vincent for a while. There was no team for the Bearcats from 1963 to 2006 before joining the PAC. 1923 was the first year of football at St. Vincent, but a large portion of time the St. Vincent program was inactive.
Yeah, they played some club football for a while back in the day when they decided to no longer be a part of a full scholarship, not scholarship, but a full program, if you will. And it's just great that they were able to bring it back, that there was a commitment to say, we should have football here. And they've been great to have come back into the President's Athletic Conference and to expand what we're able to do here in this conference and the coverage that we have. And they've been performing really well since they've come back.
And what's also fascinating about it is there was no team between 63 and 2006, but the Steelers were still practicing at training camp at St. Vincent during that time when there was no team. And the Steelers still practicing for Latrobe at St. Vincent College during the preseason and at training camp. And a chance for some of the D3 athletes to see and take a look from the pros of how they go about their everyday business. Reed's pass is caught at the 50-yard line before Colton Colucci makes the tackle.
How about Reed now? 3 of 3 in his passing attempts so far. He's not throwing the ball a lot, didn't throw a lot, actually at least completed a lot last week against W&J, but he's being very particular about what he's throwing and successful in getting those completions.
Well, and especially there to Matthew Esdale. That's his first catch of the season. Was blanked off the score sheet. The senior 6-foot, 185-pound receiver from Clarksburg, Maryland last week. Pistol formation for Reed. And he gives it to Beck. Billy Beck bounces off a tackle, looks for the edge. He's at running room. Beck down the sideline, trying to tiptoe and stay in bounds. He is taken out. After a good pickup, though, it's another first down. Samuel Cato eventually chased him out.
Beck leading the team right now in rushes with 4 attempts. But what St. Vincent does, too, is they have a lot of different running backs that they're confident in that can get them the yards that they need on a consistent basis. Whether it's Billy Beck, Geno Caesar, Julian Walker, who had a great week last week, Dante Sanders, they continue to show themselves, even times where Reed decides to keep it himself and get big yardage.
And Beck is averaging 10 yards per carry, 4 rushes, 42 total yards. And he gets another carry, this time up the middle. Beck trying to bounce it. Is met by a couple of defenders. Colton Colucci was in there, Samuel Cato as well. Also Adrian Matsuda in on the stop after just a short pickup.
Colucci, what a force on defense. He is seemingly everywhere. We called his number throughout the afternoon so far and on special teams. He's another one of those guys where you're not going to line him up on the same spot every single time, but he is going to make his presence felt.
And Beck actually had a good move in the hole against Colucci there. Colucci ended up just trailing the play to help finish off the tackle. And a good run from Beck as Reed lines up and fakes the handoff. Looking to throw. He's a man. Wide open, caught. Touchdown.
Busted coverage in the defensive backfield.
Pete Billy into the end zone. His first catch of the year. And St. Vincent responds. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
When you run the ball as effectively as they have been, what it does is it causes the defensive backs, the safeties, to be looking inside. A little bit of play action. Got the defensive backs to bite. Somebody that they had no anticipation would ever run a go route like that. Picking up the open field, getting that catch for a touchdown.
Good snap, good hold, kick up and good. Pete Billy, no catches this year from Mount Pleasant. The backup tight end gives St. Vincent the lead back. 14-7 with 12:11 remaining. Second quarter of play from Meadville, Pennsylvania. You're watching KDKA Plus's coverage of the PAC Game of the Week.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready? Ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there?
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
It's Potomac Furniture's 75th anniversary sale. Celebrate our birthday with 40, 50, and 60% savings. Stop in today, Route 19 in McMurray, or visit PotomacFurniture.com. Furniture of distinction at a price you can afford.
At 2 Men and a Junk Truck, we can remove your things, so you have room to dream.
As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you can have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. You can get a policy with GBU Life that is affordable to you now and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you are building today at gbu.org.
If you love offense, you've come to the right place. 3 consecutive drives that have resulted in touchdowns. This time a 7-play, 78-yard drive that was capped off by Israel Reed, finding Pete Billy 24 yards for the touchdown. Extra point up and good. 12-11 remaining in the second quarter. Austin Beck told Robert Mangino and Susie Kuhl alongside week 2 of our PAC Game of the Week here in Allegheny, Meadville, Pennsylvania.
It's really remarkable what 1 week does of practice, because this is not the St. Vincent team that I saw last week against W&J. They really have worked on things in this past week. Was all the way at the end of the game. I mean, they were running 2s and 3s at that point. And if you're W&J, you clearly want to be able to maintain that shutout if you can keep it. But St. Vincent what was great to see in that score was that they were not giving up. Guys that were in there playing hard. They weren't just going through the motions. They wanted to show the coaches that they have something and maybe lit a fire in the starters to get them to come out here this week and play better too.
So a showcase of offense so far. Whistles now before the snap. And some confusion with Braden Lair with his hands to the side, kind of questioning what's going on here, and there still hasn't been any official ruling as to what might be going on. Both coaches appear to be confused as we are as to what the holdup might be. Maybe the placement of the football, which was originally at the 24. Now players being backed up to the 19. So looks like it was a 5-yard penalty. Never got the description of what it was. To delay a game. That goes on Allegheny and immediately moves the drive back 5 yards, 1st and 15. And
not the way you want to start the possession right after a kickoff. It doesn't seem as though there should be much of a reason of why there would be a delay of game penalty on that.
Trevor Brinzik seemed pretty surprised by that. I think he thought that maybe the play clock was going to be pumped back to 25. He lines up into an empty backfield. 3 receivers near side, 2 to the far side. Ball on the far side has Brinzik with time. Steps up, tries to avoid a rusher, throws a wobbly ball downfield, and it's intercepted by Wiley Purry. Purry running far side, has some running room, and Purry is tracked down and pushed out of bounds at the 22-yard line. The pressure got to Brinzik. He threw up a duck that Wiley Purry took advantage of, and the ball right back to St. Vincent with great field position.
Yeah, when you look at this replay, he did a really good job of avoiding the pressure, but it seems as though, like you said, it still got to him anyway because he just wasn't able to hold that ball well and release it effectively. Here, watch this. Pressure coming in from his left side, turning, and then throws it up in the air. And then Purry's like, oh my goodness, gift from heaven coming down toward me. Catches it and runs it back to the original line of scrimmage, which is the 22.
Josiah Wyant, the junior, 6 foot, 250-pound defensive tackle. Josiah Wyant, rather, from Bedford, Pennsylvania, is the one who had the pressure. And now not much running room. There is a flag thrown as spinning out of a tackle and finally being brought down. Turi Matsuda ended up making the tackle, but see what the flag is.
Won't be surprised, whatever it is, that they decide to decline it. It's holding against St. Vincent. And they're going to go ahead and take it and have them replay the down, which is a little surprising considering They could have had a second and what looked to be about 17. They opted for instead to get a 1st and 20.
Brandon St. Preux, the running back, backup back, is the one who ended up taking the end around there and losing a bunch of yards. But Allegheny does take the penalty, and it's 1st down and 20 at the 32-yard line. 11:34 left to go. St. Vincent up by 4 in the second quarter. And again, some confusion. Whistles coming from the back judge. And here's the ruling. What the confusion might be.
It looks as though the play clock is not working correctly.
So there's a clock issue, and the officials keeping it on the field will officially take the clock and eventually try to get the issue fixed. The clock is rolling. The play clock, I think, is the issue because the game clock is working properly in the building. Dante Sanders at the back, standing to the left of Reed, who has time. Reed steps up, delivers towards Sanders. He's got it. Big hit delivered. Sanders able to bounce off of it for a couple extra steps. Shamar Darling, a freshman cornerback, on the tackle, and ends up getting some of that penalty yardage back.
Isaac Reed so far is 5 for 5 on the day. Passer rating of 285, 49 yards and a touchdown. But what all that is about is you look at the defensive backs for Allegheny. They're playing a bit softer now. And what that does is open things up for St. Vincent to go ahead and go back to the run, give it more to Beck, give it more to Julian Walker and Dante Sanders.
Sanders, who scored the first touchdown of the game, remains to the left of Reed. 2nd down and 13. Reed, plenty of time. Evades the pocket, looks to throw down the field towards Sanders. He's got it. Sanders somersaults into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Vincent. Dante Sanders, 2nd touchdown of the game. What an athletic move to make his way into the end zone.
Israel Reed, something has possessed this guy today because what he's doing is putting on a clinic when it comes to being quarterback, able to stay composed. That very first drive had a penalty to start things off, and then a 4th down conversion, and now this scramble, throwing it down the sideline on a rope, perfect position where only his receiver could get it. Touchdown, 2 touchdowns on the day. Israel Reed has been fantastic.
The extra point is blocked. Allegheny falls on it, so it will be a 20-7 game as Jerome Williams III blocked the extra point attempt. But St. Vincent, once again, continues to have much success on offense after last week. I mean, it just was not there.
It was not there at all. It seemed as though it was consistent 3 and outs. They were struggling to really do much of anything. Now, let's look at this one more time. Yeah, when he's looking around, he's trying to find somebody open, just can't do that, and he decides to go ahead and break out of the pocket, finds himself some room, looking downfield, sees a man open, throws it up where only his guy could get it, and he dives into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, flip there from Dante Sanders, 2 touchdowns now. Israel Reed, after only throwing for 39 yards last week,
yes,
did so just on that drive alone.
And Dante Sanders, another one of those examples where you don't expect the backup tight end to run a post route, and you also don't expect Dante Sanders, your backup running back, to run a wheel route like that and get himself open against that nice zone defense that they were running. It wasn't as though it was horrible coverage. He just put it right where he needed to.
So Sanders, a 26-yard rushing touchdown, now a 26-yard receiving touchdown for St. Vincent, who leads at 20-7. Michael Shank, a 3-yard rushing touchdown for Allegheny, the only scoring for the Gators. And Reed also found Pete Billy for a 24-yard touchdown. That's been the range. If you're inside the 30-yard line, St. Vincent's done really well being able to punch the ball into the end zone. Another touchback will send it to the 25.
Now, Allegheny at this point, they really got to get it together on this drive. You don't look at possession this early in the second quarter as being an absolute critical one. But St. Vincent is able to show that they can score at will. It doesn't seem as though they're doing anything that's getting in their own way. Where Allegheny a couple of times punt on their first possession, and now that turnover on their most recent one, This is a very important drive. They need to be able to get their composure back and drive the length of the field.
Here's a critical drive for Allegheny to try to respond and answer the St. Vincent score. Handoff goes to Smith, and he's only able to get a couple of yards. Smith, a transfer from Division II Concord University. Allegheny brought in a lot of transfers over the offseason. Colton Colucci, also a transfer from D2 Seton Hill. We take another look at it.
Yeah, well, what you have here is an opportunity the kids see, one, Allegheny is a fantastic academic school. And then two, you have kids that are looking at D2, and the whole reason for the transfer portal, even at the Division I level, is that people want to play. And guys would rather play at D3 than sit on the bench behind
and the ball's
other
out
stars
as Chris
in
Geisweit
D2.
fumbled after he made the reception, got first down yardage, and Geisweit, who's also a transfer to Allegheny, gives it to St. Vincent. That's back-to-back turnovers for Allegheny. Here's another look.
Pass out to the flat like that, catches it, and then just gets it stripped. He played that perfectly, the defensive back.
And Lamar Daniels, the freshman corner.
He went for the ball, insisting that that thing was going to come loose. And this is what St. Vincent wanted to do. Keep the game in front of them, slow things down, force Allegheny to have to drive the distance without those splash plays. And now they forced a second turnover in as many possessions.
I don't know if you could deliver a knockout punch early in the second quarter, but there is potential for it right here with Billy Beck bouncing it, still going. It's actually a carry taken by Geno Caesar, rather, up to about the 34-yard line. He picks up 4.
They have a number of running backs. They're really, really good. Nobody has to get too tired in carrying the ball all of the time. You have some programs where they just have that one lead back, but it doesn't make a difference for St. Vincent, whether it's Beck or Caesar or Walker, Sanders, and then Reed oftentimes keeps it himself. So it really puts a lot of strain on the defense, who has the ball, how fresh they are as compared to the backs.
But a great start for offensive coordinator Sam London. Everything that he's put out there, play calling wise, has worked. Another carry goes to Caesar. Picks up only about a yard. That'll set up about 3rd and manageable. It's a team that only produced 173 total yards of offense last week for St. Vincent against a very good Washington and Jefferson team that is expected to be at the top of the President's Athletic Conference standings. Once again, right around the top. But so far today, the total yards has been significantly increased. 81 total passing yards and 93 on the ground. Already right around that mark from last week. So here's Reed. Colucci will provide the pressure. Instead, it's Caesar. Caesar picks up a first down towards the 20-yard line. Another first down. This one good for 13.
How about Reed has yet to throw an incomplete pass? He is just seeing everything in front of him. It is so slow for him. Everything is completely within his grasp. You know, obviously a graduate player, feeling more comfortable in the system. And that was a huge third down play. The Gators needed that so desperately to get off the field. And once again, St. Vincent figuring out a way of converting those plays.
And again, it was Colton Colucci who was there. He's been the most noticeable player for Allegheny. He lines up in a lot of different positions. Outside linebacker, sometimes a lineup. Inside, they send Caesar wide to the far side. He's got it on the quick pass. Fumbles the football on the ground. Allegheny's there, and the Gators recover the Geno Caesar fumble when Allegheny needed it. St. Vincent on a fumble that's recovered by Colton Colucci.
This is huge for the Gators. They so needed this because St. Vincent was driving in for another score. Pass out in the flat, trying to make something happen, and the ball just shot forward. Not sure if the defensive back was able to punch it out, but something happened in order to cause that ball to just fly forward like that.
And there it is. On our zoomed-in shot, eye on the football for Vital Joseph to grab it.
And now what can the offense do to repay the defense for that turnover?
Not much. First play in the backfield for a significant loss on the end around. St. Vincent defensively, I mean, that's where the Bearcats have been so strong. As Davis makes the tackle, just blew through the line of scrimmage, and that play had no chance from the start.
No, Keyshawn Davis, also a big player for them, leading the team in tackles along with Wiley Purry from last week. But that was an example of where the defensive line dominated that particular play, able to get that big stop.
Fred Woodfork was also in there on the play. It brings up 2nd down and 15 after the 5-yard loss. Brinzik, quick pass, it's caught. Spinning Williams to the 20.
That was a nice, quick strike. They need to get back to what they do best. It's throwing the ball here at Allegheny. You want to come up with something that you can get Brinzik comfortable with, and a slant pattern by the wide receiver, a quick, easy pick and catch. Big pickup on that one, setting up a third manageable.
Correction, was Nick Berkey on the reception, a sophomore, 6-foot receiver. It's his first catch of the year from Hollidaysburg. So it sets up 3rd down and more manageable. 4. Brinzik in the pistol. Smith's the back. Brinzik with time over the middle. Passes intercepted. Taken away by Robbie Labuda, the free safety. And again, Allegheny gives it away. That's now 3 consecutive drives.
Ian Dursey, he had it in his hands. It went right through them and then picked. And somehow he had the presence of mind in order, while he missed the ball and went down to the ground, was able to turn around and then get the tackle. Watch this. He gets it goes through his hands, gets intercepted, he sees what's happening, and then reaches out and gets that tackle, because that could have gone back for 6.
Yeah, well, Buddha just a good job of keeping his concentration and eyes on the football. As we've seen 4 turnovers in the game. Reed hands it off. It's Sanders, the most electric player in the game today. Trying to spin off a tackler, was able to get away from a couple, but not before he's still brought down to the backfield for a 2-yard loss. 20-7, St. Vincent leads. For more, let's send it down to Susie Cool. Susie.
Thanks, Austin. You see the track around here at Frank B. Fuhrer Field, getting a little renovations, and come 2025, there's going to be some major upgrades here at Allegheny College, and a lot of those are benefiting the football program right here. They're going to have new locker rooms, new facilities. And Allegheny College head coach Braden Layer said that is really great for recruitment, obviously, and they're going to be really accessible to their team finally. Right now, they're across the campus. It'll put them all in one place, and we'll have an update on all of the updates that will be going on at Allegheny College come halftime. We'll stay tuned for that, okay? Austin.
Incomplete pass to Keegan O'Brien. Thanks, Susie. Yeah, you can see the track on the outside. They just are starting to work on it, and it's expected to be done in about October. The completed track, as there's been millions and millions of dollars of donations to Allegheny. It is the most donations, the highest amount of money that's been raised at Allegheny ever in a year for the Gators. Starting off, and there's still months to go in 2024, so significant support is coming in to help the Allegheny athletic department and the entire school. Here's 3rd down and 12 with Reed. Looking to pass over the middle. High pass is brought in at the 10-yard line. What a grab by Keegan O'Brien, the sophomore 5'9" receiver. High points the football and sets up 1st and goal.
How tall is he again?
5'9".
5'9". He went up like he was at least 6'2". He insisted that he was going to climb the ladder on that one, grab the ball in traffic. Watch this again. Goes up between defenders, gets hit as he's catching it, brings it in, comes down, pointing for that 1st down. St. Vincent just feels as though everything is going their way this afternoon.
I formation with Dante Sanders, the back. He's got it. Sanders breaking off a tackle and falls forward towards the 5.
Another nice run, not a huge gain, but they are running it so balanced as well. Through the air when they need to, not an excessive amount, but it's enough to keep the defense soft so they can go ahead and run the ball as they want to.
Oh, fake the handoff. Reed has running room. Reed fighting towards the goal line. He falls just a little bit short, maybe a step short. Fake the handoff, and Israel Reed rolled out to his right. Just not good enough to get into the end zone, but it's 3rd down and goal. Basically the length of the football to get in. Reed, quarterback sneak. He's in. Touchdown, St. Vincent. Israel Reed from 1 yard out on the quarterback keeper extends the Bearcat lead.
They know how to run the brotherly shove. I don't think that they thought after last week they'd have the reason to run that very much, but another great drive. The defense giving them the opportunity to get back out on the field and then making the most of it. Key players making big plays, and then you also have the support role players playing their part in order to get that drive ending up in the touchdown.
Adam Kostelicki on to attempt the extra point, nicknamed extra point, up and off the upright. Good. Well, the nickname for the Bearcats is, of course, the Bearcats for St. Vincent, and they bring in the roar on offense, defense, special teams. Anything that you could expect for St. Vincent today that you would have liked to have seen has gone right. After last week, I mean, just what a response from St. Vincent. Just completely forgetting about what happened against W&J and responding. A new day of football, beautiful day for football, and it's been all Bearcats today.
We talked to Coach Braden Layer of the Gators earlier this week, and one of the things he even said was it's important to not look past this game. He thought last year maybe they did, considering how St. Vincent played against W&J, and St. Vincent's coming in saying, listen, that wasn't us. That's not the program we have. And what's really remarkable, too, is they're doing this with a new offensive coordinator. They have a new wide receivers coach, a new offensive line coach, and all of this happening in about the last 3 to 6 months. And they've figured out a way of gelling together, come here to Allegheny, and put together a remarkable first-half performance, I believe, shocking the entire conference as schools from around the conference are seeing this 27-7 lead in the second quarter.
St. Vincent is averaging 8 yards per play. And it's been a very balanced attack as well. 119 passing yards from Reed, 99 total rushing yards. Jaden Thorpe returns it, takes a couple of guys past him on a couple of shifty moves up to about the 22, but a flag did come in at about the 15.
Oh, so now, Allegheny, you've got to get back to doing what you do best, and now you're really compelled to. You're down by 3 scores. You got to get the ball around. However, there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, Jack Thorne, our referee. It's an illegal block in the back going against Allegheny. So if you're the Gators, Mangino, with 4:12, 4:12 still remaining on the clock in a 27-7 game, you have to put points on the board before halftime.
You absolutely have to. But the way that St. Vincent is playing their defense, they're playing that shell coverage. They're keeping everything in front of them, and all they're giving up right now are 5, 7, 8-yard plays. They're compelling Allegheny to drive the distance of the field, have to put together another one of those 16-play drives on their only score of the night.
Here's Brinzik taking off with it. It's positive yardage. It's an 11-yard pickup, maybe 12 up to the 20, and it's a first down.
And if St. Vincent is able to continue that, making them go down the field slowly, who knows? Another potential turnover. If nothing else, you get to that 4th down and require a punt. But expect them to play soft in order to keep the play, big splash plays, to a minimum in this game.
Williams in motion toward the near side of the formation. Brinzik looks to throw it quick, and it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Geiswhite. Even though it was the first start for Brinzik last week, he has had numerous appearances off the bench through his first 3 years at Allegheny. 46 of 78, a 58% completion rate, 512 yards and 4 touchdowns, as well as 2 picks before last Saturday. But St. Vincent has figured him out defensively.
Yeah, they sure have. And last week he played stellar. 23 of 31, 273, 2 touchdowns. He has the skill set. He can run this offense, and he has plenty of time. His offensive line is giving him all the time that he needs. His receivers need to help him a little bit more.
Brinzik hands it off, and a good run up to about the 30-yard line. Going to be close to a first down.
They're needing to adjust to the post-Declan O'Brien era. And before, they were able to go to him, get those plays, whether it was a short route, out route, go deep. He was their guy for everything. And now they're looking to see who's going to step up and begin to fill those shoes. Is it going to be one guy? Is it going to be a couple of guys? And they need them to step up right now.
Dominic Baraducci is the back. They fake it his way. Brinzik rolls out to the far side. Downfield, intercepted. Ball does come out. We'll see if this is ruled an incomplete pass, and it is. As a big hit was delivered after Devon Dean Coles, who had 2 interceptions last year, tried to hold on, but big hit was delivered. We'll see by who.
This is where you have offense. Remember their defensive days when they were in high school. Because the receiver,
that was Ian Dursey.
As soon as he saw the pick, he immediately went to defensive back mode in high school and then lowered the boom on him. to separate him from the ball.
A great hit by Dursey, the Burrell High School alum. Second down and 10 for Brenzick. Quick pass. It's incomplete. I've seen that a couple of different times with Chris Geiswhite, where it's just a quick slant pass or a quick out route, and the ball's just been a little bit off target for him.
This is a big play here. 3rd and 10, 2:51 to go before halftime. What you don't want to do is give the ball back to the Bearcats, who've not had to punt so far this afternoon.
Pistol formation for Brenzick on 3rd down. High snap. He takes it and looks to avoid the pressure. Brenzick rolls out near side. Pass is caught by Austin Williams, needed the 40-yard line. It's going to depend on the spot. He's ruled just about a half-yard short. Decision time for Allegheny. Would imagine they'll go on 4th down.
And there's a flag back at the 24.
And St. Vincent is pointing backwards. There was some pressure that was applied on the right side of the line with Mitchell Dugan just trying to hold on to the pass rush there. Allegheny's offense has already moved back, and it is holding called against the Gators.
So you go from a 4th and 1, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they would have decided to go ahead and go for it there. But now you're back to a 3rd and 20, and they keep on getting in their own way. And now you're just looking to be able to pick up some nice yardage so you can punt it away and then try to pin St. Vincent deep.
Brenzick with time, see if he likes to take a shot. Pressure coming once again from that right side of the line and brought down. Peyton Herichak, the junior 5'11 defensive end from Latrobe, Pennsylvania, puts the punting unit back on the field.
He was one-on-one with the right tackle there, and just able to beat him as soon as Brenzick was coming outside of the pocket a little bit and then bring him down. The absolute worst thing that could happen on that 3rd down play. So now you're looking at St. Vincent being able to get this right around midfield, maybe even after the return into Allegheny territory, and with 2:13, plenty of time to score one more.
And Herichak was the one who applied the pressure, which ended up resulting in a holding penalty. He gets home on the second play. It's now 4th down and 32 with Allegheny needing to punt, and it's going to set up with Brenzick punting from his own end zone. Again, good field position for St. Vincent. If we thought that maybe that could potentially be the knockout punch, what could this be?
It's surprising, but it could absolutely ice this game going into halftime. And I keep on making references to last week because I was a part of the stream broadcast and called the game where St. Vincent was playing W&J. And W&J, the game was over come halftime. It was over in some respects before the second quarter.
And Aaron Smetanka even mentioned that.
Yes. So in order to flip the script so much in 1 week's time, to have the potential of practically putting a game on ice at halftime for St. Vincent, what a remarkable turnaround.
Brenzick gets it away with no rush. St. Vincent sets up for a return. Fair catch called for and made at the 47-yard line by Keegan O'Brien. So already starting in Allegheny territory, 2:07 left. Also, 2 timeouts remaining, 1 timeout remaining for St. Vincent. With plenty of time, and the offense has shown that its ability to strike and strike quickly, fully evident. With Israel Reed in his second start, looks a lot more comfortable than last week.
9 of 10 so far on the afternoon, and he has thrown the ball to what looks like 7 different receivers. He is able to more easily see what's in front of him and find the open guy and get it to him and not try to force it to just one particular receiver.
Reed, plenty of time, looking deep downfield for O'Brien, incomplete. Did O'Brien make the grab?
No.
Oh my, he did. So, what a play by O'Brien. Vital Joseph had it go in and out of his hands, and Keegan O'Brien in a play that just reminds you of a play that the Patriots had in the Super Bowl years ago. Was it Julian Edelman on a ball that was deflected, bounced around a couple of times? It's off Joseph, and O'Brien, he made the grab. Keegan O'Brien, what a catch.
And if you're Joseph, you're just beside yourself at that point. You almost wish you didn't even touch the ball because it would have just gone to the ground, an incomplete pass. Instead, it sets up a 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Bearcats, and they're looking to score again.
27-7, St. Vincent at the 2-minute timeout.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Mom, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Make sure to follow us on social media at JRM Sports because you're going to want to see that play again. It'll be on all of our social channels, and that's a play that could potentially go viral, like we've seen a couple of different plays in the last couple weeks. The fumble with Woodland Hills and Central Catholic at the 1-yard line. The Robert Morris interception made. That was by Rob Carter Jr. That is a chance to be the third one, potentially, on what a grab it was by Keegan O'Brien, keeping his concentration as Billy Beck on the carry. Falls is blocking. Back into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Vincent. 14-yard score. St. Vincent once again able to score. This time it's Billy Beck on the ground. Bearcats extend the lead. It's 33-7.
Line opened up a great hole. He was able to bounce it outside. And this is what happens when you have an offensive line come back together. New offensive line coach needed a few weeks in order to make it happen. They're running with juniors and sophomores across the board. And it's getting to the point to where I think they're a little demoralizing to Allegheny, to where they're doing what they want to. They're able to give Reed enough time to pass. He's not getting a whole lot of pressure. He's able to sit in the pocket, overlook the field, and then at the same time when they need to, they're able to blow open holes. The offensive line, stellar job today, and kudos to the coach.
Let's take another look at that grab, man. Keegan O'Brien, the sophomore wide receiver, who we've seen had a lot of success on this right side of the field with St. Vincent going left to right. What a grab. As he tries to track the football, it goes off Vital Joseph. And then O'Brien, it just finds him. Like the ball just magically slipped into his hands. I don't think he could do that again if he tried.
No. That is so worthy of national attention. Somebody let ESPN know about this. It needs to go viral.
Like, when you and your buddies are just kind of throwing the football around and you're trying to make a stylish catch and you bobble it around a little bit and try to hold on. That's what that is.
That is.
Because just the pure concentration is off the charts.
And that right there is a quick little video snippet of how this day has gone so far for St. Vincent and how it's going for Allegheny. Allegheny close and then figuring out some way to just not be able to complete the play.
Justin Amaya, they nickname him Country for St. Vincent, kicks it off, and the Allegheny drive will start at the 26.
So at this point, you're down 34-7, minute 48 to go until halftime. There's a part of you that wants to figure out what you can do in order to put up some points. And then there's another side. They have 3 timeouts, so the clock really isn't much of an issue, but they've struggled so much with getting anything to work out well. There's another part of you that just wants to get it to halftime. Get in the locker room. Let's talk this thing out and regroup for the second half.
Brinzik in the pistol. 2 receivers line up each side. It's a quick pass to Williams. He's got it. Pass the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A couple yards short of a first down. So 140 and counting for Allegheny. Still has all 3 timeouts.
So they're going to work the sideline the entire time, wanting to avoid getting that clock to keep on running. It will stop if they do get a first down to move the chains, but take those sideline routes, and once again, St. Vincent playing off, and they'll give those up all afternoon long from this point on.
And we're past the 2-minute timeout, which is new to college football this year, similar to the NFL 2-minute warning. Another quick pass to Williams, the same route, does pick up a first down, and a good gain of about 7.
St. Vincent doing a better job, if you notice, getting the pressure. And it isn't as though they're rushing a lot of guys. They're figuring out a way of being able to get around the tackles, get around the guards, and put just a little bit more pressure on Brincic.
1:25 left in the first half. Stick around for our halftime coverage. A lot of great surprises for you, including an interview with PAC Commissioner Joe Onderko on site here at Allegheny. Pass is incomplete. Knocked out of the hands of the intended target, Curtis Noblock.
Lamar Daniels there on the defense, and he was there right on time. It was absolutely split second, knocking that ball away in order to keep the completion from happening.
So it sets up second down and 10. Ball's at the 41, needing to get to St. Vincent territory at the 49 to pick up a first down. And we haven't really seen a lot of deep shots today, Mangino, from Allegheny. Something that was so prevalent with Declan O'Brien, one of the best receivers in all of D3 football last year, and had been for a numerous amount of years, no longer here. And now Brincic maybe trying to take a shot as he steps up and is brought down. Tried to deliver the football. It is an incomplete pass, if indeed he wasn't brought down first by Fred Woodfork, one of the Imani Christian graduates, a freshman defensive tackle. At 6'2", makes the stop, and it is ruled a sack for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and you look at this, they're only rushing 4 guys. It isn't as though they're blitzing here. 4 guys are bringing the pressure. They're bringing the other 7 back in the coverage. He's not able to find anybody open, and you have St. Vincent. They're just, it's all about the pass rush from this point on.
So Allegheny calls timeout to talk about it on what will be third down at about 13 yards. And talking about Declan O'Brien, Braden Lair said that there's some good and obviously some bad that comes with Declan O'Brien no longer being a member of the Allegheny program. Partly, the Gators were trying to game plan around getting him the football because of how explosive he was. He had, 16 receptions in a game that we called last year? Mm-hmm. Just a terrific all-around wide receiver. And sometimes you try to scheme to get him the ball, and maybe you don't think more about other different things, trying to get other players involved because of how good Declan is, but at the same time, how good he is why you do that, and it's hard to replace that production.
Yeah, when you have a guy who's able to go on to the next level and play at D2 schools, and you lose him, there's just no replacing that one player, and they could definitely use somebody like that right now.
Brincic to the sideline, it's knocked away.
Lamar Daniels almost with a pick.
He jumped the route. It was the intended pass to Curtis Noblock, the North Hills High School alum, the sophomore 6'2" receiver, and the punting team is on again.
Yeah, this one of the things that happens when you play soft like that, and then you're going to run all the out routes, then you give the corners the ability to kind of watch into the backfield to see what the quarterback's doing, realize the route that he's probably going to be running in front of him, and then jump it at times, and he almost picked that off.
Another thing about this drive, Mangino, is Allegheny did not burn much time off the clock. There's still a minute left in the half. And the way that St. Vincent has been able to move the ball, who knows what could happen. As Brincic, it's a high kick, doesn't go very deep. Fair catch is called for by O'Brien at the 29.
Okay, so St. Vincent has one timeout, 57 seconds to go. Reed has been stellar at quarterback today, and you're up 34-7. So then the question becomes, do you try to get into position for maybe a field goal? Do you see what they'll give you? And if you can throw up another 6, why not? It'll be interesting to see how they ultimately play this year with Aaron Smetanka deciding, do you go conservative and just get it to halftime, or do you go for more if you can get it?
Israel Reed has been fantastic.
He has.
He lines up in the pistol with Dante Sanders, the back. Low snap, fields it properly, and tries to step up. It gets brought down. A couple of different defenders were in there. Colton Colucci, one of the first guys that met him. And now it kind of stalls the St. Vincent offense a little bit, and it's kind of taking their time, setting up second down and long, but a timeout was called for by Allegheny.
Yeah, so at this point, you have that sack on first down. St. Vincent immediately then says, okay, we're not going anywhere with this. Let's just go ahead and get it to halftime. Now Allegheny looking for something to go into halftime on a positive note. And if you can get a good defensive stop here, that's something that is that positive note. You may not have enough time to really do much with it.
Right.
But if you can get a stop, it's something that you can build off going into the locker room.
And it's a veteran defensive line for Allegheny. Josh Salisbury, Jerome Williams, who were partially involved on bringing Reed down there for the loss, ended up going for a drop of 6 yards back to the 24. So Allegheny is now out of timeouts, but potentially playing for St. Vincent just to maybe run the football. Actually, one timeout left for Allegheny. Maybe playing for St. Vincent to maybe get into a 3rd and long where they can try to bring it on potentially maybe throw an incompletion or just roll the clock out and then go to the locker room. Try to prevent anything else from happening here, anything positive for St. Vincent. So it brings the offense setting up shop.
There seems to be a little bit of confusion, too, because somebody just came over from the Gators bench because the scoreboard is showing that they still have 3 timeouts, and obviously they can't because they called at least that last one. We're showing that they have 1 still remaining.
Quick pass, it's caught. Dante Sanders. Sanders makes his way to the 34. That was our guy, Sean King, of the athletic department. Him and Travis Larner and Sports Info do a terrific job here at Allegheny. And a timeout called by the Gators, final one of the half. Cameron George made the tackle. Pickup of about 8 on the swing pass.
And that was a good play because it was a very short pass, very high percentage completion on that. He caught the ball between the hash mark and the number, turned it back up toward the middle of the field so you knew that the clock was going to continue to run, get that clock to roll out, but at the same time not just run a dive play. He was able to pick up some real nice yardage, so now it goes back to a 3rd and 7 at this point.
3rd and more manageable. When you get 8 to 10 yards on a play after being backed up, and whether it be a sack or a penalty, it can significantly help. Hariel Khalif was also involved in the stop there. He's a transfer from Rhode Island. So as you see players continue to shift and move around a little bit more with just how the transfer portal, what the transfer portal has become with automatic eligibilities, and the sophomore was in there on the stop from Peabody, Massachusetts. Not too often you see a Rhode Island transfer into the PAC. 3rd down and 7, ball at the near side hash at the 34 for Reed. They give it to Sanders. Sanders running near side. He's got a first down. Sanders lowers his shoulder, gets to the 50. First down, St. Vincent.
Wow, all of a sudden it changes things again because St. Vincent has a timeout. You get the clock to stop as the sticks are moved. They're going to hurry this thing up. Looks as though they may call timeout themselves as they're looking at a 1st and 10 from midfield, 40 seconds to go. Isn't it interesting how the mindsets can change so much just in one given series of downs?
Yeah, based on individual plays. As the ball is now at midfield, St. Vincent did call a timeout. Make sure to stick around. Halftime, multiple different interviews, 3 different interviews, back to back to back at halftime. Partly highlighted by being able to talk to PAC Commissioner Joe Underka. There was big news in the PAC this week with Carnegie Mellon. PAC granting Carnegie Mellon out of the PAC as an affiliate for football beginning next year. Carnegie Mellon already a new conference as well. We'll discuss that as well as just to look around the PAC, what happens because of that, and no divisional format coming in 2025 because of this. We'll also take a look at some other scores from around the PAC. And Susie has a treat with the president of Allegheny down on the field at halftime as well. First down and 10 with 39 seconds left for Reed, who has plenty of time. Reed steps up, tries to avoid the rush. Reed loses the football, is able to take it off a hop. And he only picks up 1 yard, but lucky to not give it to Allegheny. He dropped it, and it took a very favorable bounce off the turf to him. And with that, St. Vincent might just be content to take it to the locker room.
Yeah, just the way things are going for St. Vincent today. Just losing control as he's trying to scramble, just falling out of his hands, and then bouncing right back up to him. And really doing the smart move, too. At that point, just fall on it, protect the ball, don't try to do anything fancy, and now we're going to halftime.
Domination by St. Vincent in Meadville, Pennsylvania, 34-7. The Bearcats continue to claw their way ahead, just continuing to score on multiple different offensive possessions. A great run from the end of the first quarter through most of the second quarter, where the Bearcats, with Dante Sanders being one of the main highlights with 2 different touchdowns. Israel Reed with a 1-yard quarterback sneak, and Billy Beck also with a touchdown to make it a 34-7 score and a favorable lead for St. Vincent. Just a great start so far, Mangino, as Susie Cool is down on the sideline with Aaron Smetanka, the head coach of the St. Vincent Bearcats.
Thanks, Austin. Coach, your defense, 2 interceptions, forcing a fumble in that second quarter. You wanted them to pressure Allegheny this week. Where have they best done that so far?
No, they've been doing a great job up front. Our defensive line, from young guys that are freshmen to freshmen getting first times playing here or starting, and then the upperclassmen that are really showing off and showcasing what they're able to do out here today.
Your offense, flipping the script from last week, up 34-7 at the half. Where have they really shown their momentum this game?
Up front. Our offensive line, those guys have done a great job up front, whether it be protection or staying on our blocks downfield in the run game.
Thanks, Coach. Austin?
Thanks, Susie, and thanks to Coach Matanka, who is all smiles, and why wouldn't he be, Mangino, with this great lead for St. Vincent, responding from last week's loss against Washington and Jefferson, and it's back to the drawing board for Allegheny. We're going to try to bring something out of the locker room to start the second half, 34-7. So we go to the break. More halftime content that begins after this on KDKA Plus.
I'm Megan Schiller, and I'm on an important new assignment to save you money.
I'm going to tell you everything you need to know before you go out and buy more sunscreen.
Protect you from the sneakiest scams.
Pay attention to your mail because a scam letter could soon arrive.
And put the power of KDKA behind you when you've been wronged and feel like no one else will listen.
After you did some calling, emailing, I fabulously got phone calls.
I'm the only local reporter doing this, so if you need answers, just think Message Megan. KDKA investigates.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails made with our new lineup of VBC spirits and one-of-a-kind food items. Follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on our series of live music. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than our production facility, only at Voodoo Brewing Company.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspections and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Welcome back, everybody, to some D3 college football on KDKA Plus. We're at the half here in beautiful Meadville, Pennsylvania, and the St. Vincent Bearcats up 34-7 over the Allegheny Gators. Now, a couple of weeks ago was media day for the PAC, and our very own Austin Beck got to sit down with a couple of players from around the conference. This week, he sat down with Zach Altenbog from Allegheny. Senior Spotlight, take a look.
You're watching PAC football here on KDKA Plus. I'm Austin Bechtold, pleased to be joined by fifth-year linebacker for Allegheny, Zach Altenbog. Zach, great to be with you. First and foremost, why'd you come back for a fifth year at Allegheny?
So I just really feel like, I wasn't ready to be done playing football. Our last game was away at Case Western and wasn't the result we were looking for, and I just thought the year could have went better. So, having the opportunity with the COVID year to be able to come back, there's nothing more I would like to do. So I jumped on that opportunity.
In a second year with head coach Braden Layer, what is your relationship like with him?
I love Coach Lair. He's a great guy. I think when he come in, he really started to turn the program around in the right ways. I think he's, he's doing a good job surrounding himself with the right guys. He has a great coaching staff. Defensive coordinator coach Matt Handhold. He's, probably my favorite coach I've ever had my entire life. So he, I'd run through a wall for that guy, and he really gets us all prepared, for Saturdays. And, I love where it's going.
How would you describe your football life, your football journey from a young player to now?
Well, I started playing football when I was about 5 years old, so it's been a part of my life for, the whole time. So it's definitely something I've been around for a long time, and I love doing it. I'm a big Steelers guy, so I'm always watching, news and football whenever I'm not doing football on my own. So it's just really kind of grown to be a part of my life.
So how do you think the Steelers are going to do this year?
They're going to win a Super Bowl. Justin Fields.
Always the right answer. I like Justin Fields. I think he's a pretty good quarterback. What do you think about just the way that you've been able to grow as a player in your career at Allegheny?
I think, just, working with lots of different people and, surrounding yourself with different teammates, you learn a lot, more not just about the game of football, but how to develop yourself as a person. And that's something our coaches focus is, developing young men instead of just football players. They want to put us in the best position to succeed, not just in football, but in life. So that's something I really commend that they do a great job at.
Yeah, how do you think you've grown and developed as a person in Allegheny?
I think, Allegheny, especially being a great academic institution, I think it's really developed me as not only a football player and a person, but, as a great student. And, I'm looking forward to where that takes me in the future.
Joined by Allegheny linebacker Zach Altenbog here on KDKA Plus. So, Zach, Allegheny continues to grow and continue to trend in the right direction with the football program under Braden now into a second year. What are you most looking forward to in the growth in the PAC this season?
I think, it's a very competitive conference, and I think, the way that they're going in the future with, adding new teams, it's making things very interesting. I think it's just great for the pack overall. I think Allegheny is, going in the right direction, especially with Coach Lair. I think, within the next couple of years, I think Allegheny is really going to be, a yearly contender competing for conference championships.
What's one of your favorite memories putting on this helmet and representing the Gators?
I think just, getting an opportunity to play like games later towards the year. And being in Meadville, we have a pretty rigorous weather. So I think my sophomore year, we had a pretty intense game in the snow against Oberlin back when we were in the NCAC. And we pulled out a close win. And I just, getting that win and celebrating with the guys, and doing it in the snow, it's really fun.
Yeah, how do you think the environment, especially playing up at Allegheny, your stadium, can play to your guys' advantage?
I think, especially, a lot of teams coming from the South in the pack, we're one of the most northern teams, definitely plays a role. I think not a lot of schools kind of embrace the weather that we do, especially towards the end of the season. Like I said, I feel like, we could have practice, with maybe 6, 7, or 8 inches of snow on the field. So, it kind of makes it fun. We get to go out, play around, throw some snowballs, and it just adds a different element of fun to it.
Zach, for somebody on the outside looking in, what would you tell them about the culture of the Allegheny football program?
I know, especially from my perspective, defense, Allegheny is a historic college with the football program is, winning a national championship in the 1990 season. It's just, defense is something that Allegheny was always kind of known for, and, that's kind of what we're trying to get back to, because I think, our defensive group can be really special, and I think we can just go out there and really show out this year.
In your final season, what do you want your legacy to be?
Really, the thing I'm looking forward to the most is just having an opportunity to go back and, spend another season with my best friends, my brothers. But really, we're just trying to play some meaningful football in November. That's always been the goal, and we still strive towards that. So, yeah.
Finally, Zach, everyone has a support staff, someone that's helped them gotten to this point, whether it be family, friends. What would you say to them as you embark on this final chapter?
Thank you to everybody. My parents, my family have been my great supporters, my parents especially, but I got to give a huge shout out to my mom because, she's been a cornerstone in my life and she would do anything for me, and I am very blessed to have that woman in my life.
Allegheny linebacker, Zach Altenbaugh. Zach, really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Here on KDKA Plus.
Craving the best burgers in town? Welcome to Moonlit Burgers, voted Best Burger 2024. From classic smash burgers and chicken sandwiches to salads and Millie's soft serve and shakes, we've got something for everyone. Enjoy our refreshing selection of local drafts, cocktails, and boozy shakes at the bar. Experience the magic of Moonlit Burgers, where flavor meets fun. Locally owned and operated, proudly serving the Pittsburgh community.
Think you've tried everything at Panera? Think again. Introducing more new sandwiches and salads with our new flavor-packed toasted Italiano and the mouth-watering Mediterranean chicken greens with grains. More in every bite, just like the new ciabatta cheesesteak with melty provolone and garlic aioli. And more new options under $10, including our new creamy bacon mac and cheese. Come taste the new era at Panera.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoy world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails made with our new lineup of VBC spirits and one-of-a-kind food items. Follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on our series of live music. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than our production facility, only at Voodoo Brewing Company.
It's Potomac Furniture's 75th anniversary sale. Celebrate our birthday with 40, 50, and 60% savings. Stop in today, Route 19 in McMurray, or visit PotomacFurniture.com. Furniture of distinction at a price you can afford.
Welcome back to Meadville, Pennsylvania on KDKA Plus. It's halftime here, and the St. Vincent Bearcats are up 34-7 over the Allegheny Gators. And pack play, it's only in the second week. However, it's time to take a look at those top plays from week one of pack play with the top 5 plays now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm Ethan Spazarski, bringing you the top 5 plays around the PAC this week. Starting off with number 5, junior running back Kobe DeRosa catching this check down pass from senior quarterback Jacob Pugh, and he maneuvers his way outside the numbers and takes it to the end zone for the touchdown. The number 4 play is bringing us to Robert E. Thorne Stadium, where the Wolverines put the nail in the coffin here as senior quarterback Logan Pfeiffer finds sophomore Dominic Danino for the late game touchdown. Here at number 3, we go back to Cameron Stadium, where Pugh, off his first scoring drive, will escape from the pocket to find Jacob McCosco, who works his way down the sideline and in the end zone for 6 more points. Here at number 2, we come back to Grove City, where it was very similar to our number 4 play. This time just has Daniel Sullivan on the receiving end for an 81-yard touchdown. And finally, the number 1 play of the week. This one belongs to Ian Demiri. On his first collegiate carry, he takes it 74 yards and scored his first touchdown of his career and for the game for Grove City. Well, that wraps up our first week of top 5 plays. I know it only consisted of 2 teams. However, when you put up a combined 100 points of offense between 2 teams, it's hard not to put them in the video. For myself, Ethan Spazarski, I say so long from Waynesburg, and we'll see yins next week.
We talked about the renovations going on at Allegheny College earlier, specifically for their athletic complex, and right now I'm so lucky to be joined by Allegheny President Ron Cool. President Cool, I mean, this athletics facility, absolutely beautiful already, but what is in store for it, and maybe what can students look forward to?
You know, Susie, as a founding member school of the NCAA, Allegheny has a long history of celebrating our student athletes on and off the playing field. And we want each of our students to have this So what we see around us, the construction and back of us, the installation, the final stages of installation of our new track.
All right, a little bit of technical difficulties. We'll try to get back to talking to President Cole there down on the sideline with Susie Cool. But overall, stat-wise, it's just been domination by St. Vincent. A 34-7 score here at Allegheny. 287 total yards of offense by the Bearcats. This is a St. Vincent team that struggled to put offense together. Only 173 yards the entire game last week. They put that up and then some, substantially, over 100 yards more in just the first half, where Allegheny's been at 127 yards of total offense. First downs really don't tell the sign of the game, but the turnovers do. 3 turnovers forced by St. Vincent against Allegheny, and that's been a significant part of this game. Penalty yardage also going as a disadvantage against Allegheny. St. Vincent has taken advantage of opportunities that have presented to themselves.
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of penalties, so the numbers don't look all that dramatic. However, they've come at very pivotal times in order to slow down drives and in some cases absolutely stop drives.
Take a look at some of the first half highlights. It started with a Dante Sanders 26-yard rushing touchdown with the extra point up and good. Michael Shank responded for Allegheny with a 3-yard touchdown run, and it looked like everything was just off to the races. We're going to have a back and forth affair, and then St. Vincent just continued to pour on and pile on with a plethora of unanswered points. As Israel Reed found Pete Billy, then Reed found Dante Sanders for a 26-yard touchdown, flipping into the end zone. Reed carried it in from 1 yard out on a quarterback sneak, and Billy Beck a 12-yard rushing touchdown as well. Also some turnovers that factored in, including one right there with the fumble that was given away by Allegheny. Also 2 interceptions from Trevor Brinsick that have factored into this game, and it's just been the explosion of St. Vincent on offense. Defense taking advantage with Wiley Purry. We've seen him as a factor in the run game, also in the passing attack defensively with the interception. Another interception there defensively from St. Vincent that helped with O'Brien making a great reception. We saw O'Brien 2 different times high point the football and then find it with Vital Joseph end up making a grab, and saw it right there.
Yeah, and that play there that could have been an interception that kills a drive. It doesn't. It gets caught, and the Bearcats go in and score on that play.
Back after this, 34-7. We'll have a conversation with the PAC president, Joe Onderko, up next on KDKA+.
It's more than a move. It's a new job for her, a new baseball team for him, and for Badger, it's a new yard with more room to roam. It's more than a move, and we're more than a truck.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
At Leway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Leway apart is our dedicated design team. including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
It's Potomac Furniture's 75th anniversary sale. Celebrate our birthday with 40, 50, and 60% savings. Stop in today, Route 19 in McMurray, or visit PotomacFurniture.com. Furniture of distinction at a price you can afford.
Back here at Allegheny, we're going to get a chance to talk to PAC Commissioner Joe Onderko next week at Geneva. I get a chance to spend a little bit more time with him next week, so we'll discuss with him there.
Apologies. It has been a very tumultuous week.
Yes, that's why I wanted to try to talk to him today, but
yes,
a little bit of difficulty and being able to get some technical things to work in that type of favor, but everything all right. We start the second half with, after St. Vincent deferring to the second half, Bearcat football coming up as the ball immediately blows off the tee. Wind starting to become a little bit of a factor here in Meadville, but still no clouds in the sky.
Yeah, you got to wonder what happened in the locker room with Braden Layer and his Gators. What did he say in order to get them to come out here and perform? You don't want to have your team just give up on a game on you. We'll be finding that out coming up here in a moment.
Kickoff away and taking it about the 7-yard line. To the 25-yard line for St. Vincent, taken by Dante Sanders. Here's Susie.
Allegheny head coach Braden Layer said after the half that he liked the start from his team, but he didn't like the finish from them in that first half. He doesn't know if the weather got to them or what it was, but it's a good thing there's 30 minutes left of this ball game, and it's time for his team to clean things up. Austin?
It is a hot game here, Susie, with the weather well in the high 70s, 77 degrees here in Meadville. In sunny conditions, it is hot down there on the turf field. We were down there in the pregame, and it is a little bit toasty on the turf, but won't be upset about 77-degree weather when in about a couple of weeks it'll be snowing or in the 40s, so we'll take it while we have it.
Yeah, and you're looking for something to pin this on, but in reality, it isn't as though the Gators are the only ones playing on a football field where it's 77 degrees and sunny. And granted, when you have the artificial turf that we have here, you're looking at boosting that about 10, maybe 12 degrees or so. St. Vincent figured out a way of being able to come up here, show up, and play. Now he needs to figure out Braden Layer to get his players to respond this second half.
So Dante Sanders is the back with 2 touchdowns in the game. It's a shotgun formation for Israel Reed after the pickup of 4. Sanders now goes to the left of Reed. Allegheny showing blitz. They give it to Sanders, taken down. Maybe a pickup of 1. Jerome Williams, the second, the freshman, 6'1", defensive end from Strongsville, Ohio, makes the stop. And it sets up 3rd and long. Good play defensively from Allegheny.
Yeah, that was a great move by him to beat his lineman because he's not big. He only goes about 240, and he's going up against guys that are a whole lot bigger than him, pushing that 250, 275 number. Just showed his quickness, able to get that tackle.
Brings up 3rd and 7, needing the 35 to convert. Shotgun formation for Israel Reed. 2 receivers lined to the far side, 1 to the near side as well as the back. Pass is caught for a first down, and reception made to Reed's favorite target, Keegan O'Brien. After only 1 reception last week, O'Brien continues to be such a key part of this offense. O'Brien in the first half had 2 catches. That's his 3rd, and over 60 yards receiving in the game.
Throws it right over the middle and just beyond the outstretched hand of Zach Altenbaugh, the 6'1" senior, not able to deflect that pass. And once again, Reed just finding his guys, very patient back there and targeting those receivers, picking up first down yardage.
1st and 10 at the 40. Pistol formation now for Reed. Seen a multitude of different backs used. Man in motion comes towards the near side. That's Brian Boyd. Handoff goes to Beck. And Billy Beck fights forward for 6.
Another great run, 5 yards on that play, is setting up a second and short, and the offensive line just moving Allegheny off the ball. We heard from Coach Smetanka talk about what the line is doing, either it's in pass protection or in the run game. They are dominating up front.
And whenever as an offense you can consistently pick up 5 yards per play, that's just going to help you significantly. And just moving the ball efficiently downfield, avoiding those negative plays as Billy Beck runs into a compilation of defenders just for about one.
Allegheny doing a good job right there in clogging up that middle, collapsing down, not giving him anywhere to room. Couldn't bounce it outside or anything, grabbing him up, holding it to a gain of just 2.
Fletcher Hammond, the one that made the tackle. It's 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, the Gators here need a stop. St. Vincent has been going up and down the field and scoring at will so far this afternoon. The Gators need to stop, force them into a punting situation, get that ball back for that offense that can throw the ball around the field.
Reed, blitz coming, downfield, incomplete. Good coverage from David Babb, the senior captain in the secondary. Brings up 4th down.
And for the first time, Reed getting some pressure. As he's letting this thing go, he was hit, and it may have had an impact. That ball was overthrown, not even close to his target.
Trying to find Matthew Esdell. And St. Vincent is on the punt for the first time. Chris Geiswhite is back deep, standing inside his own 20. Deshaun Alexander, the sophomore punter, to boot it away on 4th and 3. High snap goes over his head. Alexander gives chase for it. Allegheny looks to pick it up. And the Gators have it. Moving towards the end zone, it's Colton Colucci. Touchdown, Allegheny!
Wow. What did we just see there? I mean, the idea of the ball being snapped over the punter's head, that happens. You got to prepare yourself for it. But the punter ran back on it instead of just diving on it and just realizing, okay, this is not going to work out. He actually ran beyond the ball as though he was trying to run back toward the ball again to pick it up and then do something. And then in the process of doing that, just had no chance of being able to recover that. And then Colucci, once again, we call him his name all afternoon.
And in that type of situation, if you're St. Vincent, just dive on the ball, fall on it, because it's going to be a dead ball to prevent a situation like that gets Allegheny right back into this, and some momentum on the Gators side as Austin Williams runs onto the field late as the 11th man in the formation. Bad snap. Maybe it's a fake, and it is. It's Dursey throwing towards Williams, and it's intercepted. St. Vincent could take it back potentially for 2 if they could set up the blocking. It's Murray running with it, and Murray still going, trying to change directions, is brought down inside the 5. So the 2-point play is no good. It looked kind of like it was a bad snap at first, but it was a designed fake from Allegheny trying to catch St. Vincent off guard. But the bad snap sets up an Allegheny touchdown, 34-13. St. Vincent still leads.
When the biggest newsmakers have something big to say.
We're really testing the limits.
This is hurting working families.
This is a challenging moment.
They say it to one station. The biggest interviews. KDKA TV. Expect more.
When you step through that door or shake their hands, will you be prepared? When you stand up for a client or walk into that meeting, will you be ready? Ready to prove to them that you deserve to be there.
When you come to Washington and Jefferson, you will be.
Washington and Jefferson College. Are you ready?
This Saturday, tune into KDKA Plus for PAC D3 college football as the Teal Tomcats battle the Geneva Golden Tornadoes in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Saturday at 7 p.m. only on KDKA Plus.
For Brittany, it's more than a move. It's a new city. It's a new role. It's a brand new horizon that's hers for the taking. It's more than a move, and we're more than a truck.
In Pittsburgh, the news moves fast. But as the stories evolve, KDKA sticks with them, holding our leaders accountable and bringing change to the communities we call home. Stick with us every weeknight starting at 4.
34-13, St. Vincent leads, and will get the football after Allegheny scoop and score by Colton Colucci on the bad snap and the punt. And the ball bounces out of bounds. Free kick out of bounds will set up good field position for St. Vincent. Some scores from around the President's Athletic Conference. 3 games going on during the middle of the game, including Carnegie Mellon in Geneva. We saw the goal. We will see the Golden Tornadoes next week. It's a 21-7 game. Really close there.
Much closer than I think anybody would have thought.
And Westminster Waynesburg, also a close game, 17-10. This, the most lopsided game so far out of the PAC slate, with Washington and Jefferson and TLA, 7 o'clock kickoff. Same with Bethany and Case Western at 7.
Packed D3 football at nighttime. Gotta love that too.
Grove City off this week. First down and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line after the kick out of bounds. Handoff goes to Sanders, breaking off tacklers, and he gets upended right at about the 42-yard line. Big hit delivered there.
Halftimes at times cannot matter much. It looks as though this halftime was a pretty significant one. Allegheny coming out and on defense able to force that 3 and out for St. Vincent. They needed to get that stop, even if it was a successful punt. And then you have the miscue on the punt, the touchdown that comes as a result of it, and now all of a sudden Allegheny feeling as though, listen, we're back in this game. It's only 3 scores. We're early in the third quarter, and then St. Vincent also has to be wondering to themselves, what just happened?
Second down and 4 for Israel Reed. Takes the snap, gives it to Sanders. Sanders loses his footing, now tries to bounce it wide. Significant loss on the play, but Sanders is down at the 39 where he slipped. So it ends up going only for a loss of 2, but what could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, you're trying to get your footing, and he was trying to make a play there, and they are very fortunate that he was called down, because it would have been a much bigger loss. But you can't fault a guy for wanting to put forth his best effort and try as hard as he can. But another good play by Allegheny, getting a third and a little bit longer now. What is it, about 6? They get a stop here. Once again, the momentum really begins to move.
Nigel Williams did a good job there of getting Sanders to try to change directions where he did slip, the 5th-year defensive lineman. Not a lot of time left on the play clock. Reed gets off the snap, looking to deliver across the middle, incomplete. Broken up by Samuel Cato on the slant route and sets up 4th down, 3 and out. St. Vincent offense off the field.
Yeah, Reed there, I think, chose the wrong receiver. He was really well covered, and they were able to deflect that pass. And now, for the first time this afternoon, St. Vincent looks as though they can be stopped. You can hold them in check. You now have 2 straight 3 and outs, another punting situation, and I'm sure a little uncertainty between the punter and the long snapper to make sure that this is not going to go over his head. You may have an adjustment to where it comes up short. You may have to one-hop it.
This time a good snap to Alexander, but it ends up going off of one of his protectors. It hits a St. Vincent player. It takes a good Bearcat roll, though, right to around the 40-yard line. But still, Samuel Cato might have got a hand on it, still forced the pressure where it's a second consecutive bad kick and bad punt attempt for St. Vincent, as we'll follow the ball to see what exactly happened.
All right, let's see this again.
3 protectors back.
It looked as though he may have hit it right off the backside of his protector.
As the pressure helped to force that with Alexander having the punting pocket collapsing in on him. Brinzik rolls out, looks to take a shot downfield, has a man, incomplete. He was trying to find Elijah Uribe, transfer from El Paso, Texas. It was a design play that was going to take a while. The blocking did hold up for the most part, as Austin Williams was blocking on that right side of the line, but double covered. Uribe not able to make the grab.
Yeah, St. Vincent, good coverage on that. In fact, ultimately, by the time the ball was arriving, double coverage. The trailing defensive back just able to put his hands up, follow the player, and no way he was going to be able to complete that pass.
It's a 21-point lead for St. Vincent with 9:16 left to go in the third quarter. Quick pass. It's caught. Chris Geiswhite fighting for a first down. Needs midfield, and he's got it to move the chains.
There you go. Nice wide receiver screen. What they need to do right now is focus on ways of getting Trevor Brinsick into a bit of a rhythm. You have these short passes. He has some confidence. You're not holding the ball for too long. The offensive line able to keep the defenders back and give them some levels of confidence, the receivers as well. And if St. Vincent is only going to give you these dink and dunks, take them all as they give them.
Ball at midfield. Austin Williams, the tight end, goes to the near side of the formation. Brinsick, quick pass. Williams able to hold on. Got crushed by Devon Dean Coles, the safety. Safety corner from Clairton High School. Pick up a 5.
Just a repeat of what they did earlier in the game when they had that ball control drive. Once again, they're doing that. Taking what St. Vincent gives you. You see the passes, you see the opportunities. Go ahead and get it. Get the yards that you can, and then fight another day.
Shotgun again for Brinsick. It's a shotgun offense. Allegheny consistently likes to run, gets away from the pressure, rolls to the far side, and the pass is incomplete. There's a comebacking route there, trying to connect with Chase Wyrock, freshman wide receiver.
Defensive end Peyton Rovchek coming in, junior, 5'11", 220 out of Greensburg, PA. He just shot the gap on that one, almost was able to get the sack on Barancic. And Barancic threw a pretty decent ball, receiver just not able to get his hands underneath it.
Peyton Harachak has also done a terrific job defensively on the line for St. Vincent. Signed up on the far side of the defensive line for the Bearcats the majority of the game. Brinsick, quick pass. Once again, it's caught by Williams, and it gets another first down. That's been the main offense for Allegheny. Again, on third down, that was 3rd and 5, where you find Austin Williams on a quick pass, whether it be in the middle of the field or just a simple out route, and St. Vincent has had trouble guarding it.
Yeah, when you're going to have the corners that are going to play off, wide receiver comes out there and lays a little bit of a screen, if you will, and then a block in order to create some space so he's able to catch that pass about 5-6 yards down the field.
Elijah Uribe remains the back. Ball at the 36-yard line, quick pass. It's caught. Chris Geiswhite trying to make a move. Good tackle there by Dean Coles, but we're starting to see some continuity from the Allegheny offense going quickly to the line.
Yes, another one, 7-8 yards. He was able to pick up a few more yards in the first down after the catch, but you look at the defensive backs, they're playing a good 5-7 yards off the line.
Brinsick looking towards the end zone for Geiswhite, but incomplete. Geiswhite ran just a little bit too deep of a route. Brinsick threw it just a little bit too shallow towards the 4, sets up second down.
Yeah, that was a good choice in order to throw to him because he was on that one-on-one coverage while he was in that zone defense on that side. It was only his receiver and the defensive back. Just a little bit of a mistiming there between the quarterback and his receiver.
Ball at the 21-yard line for Brinsick in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the far side. It's rolled out to that direction. Brinsick, no one open downfield, elects to take off. Doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, though. He'll lose a yard.
I like the way he finished that play because he could have just snuck out of bounds about a yard further back and avoided any kind of contact at all. But as he was getting close, he decided to lower his shoulder. Did you see what he did there? Just lowered that left shoulder a little bit, put it into the defender. So you know what? I'm a little bit tougher to get down than you think I am.
And it does end up losing about a yard and a half, and sets up 3rd down and long. Needing the 11 to convert. Brinsick, empty backfield. Has time, quick pass, caught. Williams trying to fight for a first down. He's going to end up short. Wonder if that for Allegheny is to try to get as much as you can on 3rd down to set up a more manageable 4th down play.
That seems to be where, I mean, you're in that territory. Field goals aren't going to help you a whole lot at this point. And setting up a 4th, and like we've talked about, 4-5 yards to go maybe. This is something that you can convert. Depending upon what St. Vincent does when it comes to coverage, you're going to force them to have to play a little more press. You got to wonder now if Braden Layer and Matt Cochran decide to go deep on this one.
4th and 4. St. Vincent brings the blitz. Brinsick just tries to get it away, and it's intercepted, incomplete rather. But regardless, it's a turnover. Ball will go back to St. Vincent as the Bearcat defense holds. Allegheny not able to score and continue the drive. Bearcats ball after this.
It's Potomac Furniture's 75th anniversary sale. Celebrate our birthday with 40, 50, and 60% savings. Stop in today, Route 19 in McMurray, or visit PotomacFurniture.com. Furniture of distinction at a price you can afford.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features the Aliquippa Quips taking on the Penn Hills Indians. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Here we go.
Well, Allegheny was able to score on the scoop and score. That's it so far in the second half. The only scoring on either side, with the Gators drive coming up short inside the red zone. Great run by Billy Beck, bouncing off a couple of tacklers for pickup of 7.
Looking back to that last possession for Allegheny, St. Vincent going with that same defensive philosophy. We're going to let you have the little stuff up in front, and we're going to count on you making a mistake in order for us to get the ball back. And that fourth down play, not able to convert, exactly what they've been planning for throughout the afternoon. And on the offensive side, this Beck kid is really impressive to watch him run.
Yeah, the balance between Beck and Sanders, just riding the hot hand for St. Vincent and changing it up just a little bit as Beck moves forward, gets a first down towards the 30.
Did you see that one cut he made? He gets the handoff, looks at the line, sees that it isn't there right in front of him, and does a little, I don't know, like a little jump cut to his left, and then finds a brand new hole and then immediately punches right through that. No hesitation once he sees it, picks up that yardage for the first down.
And that's the sign of a good running back, being able to have that vision,
yes,
the patience as well. Reminds you of Le'Veon Bell a little bit with the patience, waiting behind your offensive line, waiting for the blocking to emerge. And Beck has done a nice job helping to guide the rushing attack for St. Vincent. It's been a really balanced rushing and passing attack for the Bearcats. Once again, back to the ground, and Beck past the 35, still going, and spins his way past the 40. Another first down and a pickup of 13.
Yeah, that was another run that was set up by the offensive line. The guard and the tackle on the outside doing a great job in order to create the opening. But then when it began to close, and it didn't take long, he decided to keep going, plowing through, breaking a couple of tackles, getting that first down.
Fletcher Hammond finally brought Beck down. And St. Vincent has just been wearing down this Allegheny defense throughout the course of the game. Really strong job on the ground. It's first down and 10 with the ball at the 43-yard line. Send a man in motion. Give it his way towards the near side. Plenty of blocking brought down right towards midfield. It's Brandon St. Preux. And Brandon St. Preux, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is the one who takes it to the 49.
And that was a great move, too, because they've been running the ball up the middle, kind of over toward the left side, bring a man in motion. And as the defense is kind of leaning that way, he's thinking, okay, they're going to go that way one more time to where the defense is right. They run the man in motion, do a little toss. Next thing, he brings it around the corner, makes a nice gain up toward midfield.
St. Vincent really looking to try to build behind this young group of players. Aaron Smetanka's offense has done that with the veteran quarterback Israel Reed as Beck bobbled the ball a little bit, and he gets taken down for a loss of 3 yards in the backfield.
Did you see who shot the gap on that one? He's not going to get credited with the tackle. But watch this. Watch Colucci as he comes through, shoots the gap, messes things up in the backfield. You remove the rhythm. Next thing you know, your fellow defenders are coming in, making a big stop for a loss.
Matsuda was in there. Fletcher Hammond has been very active. Hammond playing instead of Malcolm Donomi today. It's 3rd down and 7 with the ball at the 46. Gators looking for a stop. Down by 3 scores. Reed in the shotgun. Allegheny brings pressure. Reed's pass. It's caught. What a play and a catch by Pete Billy. Plus a flag in the backfield. As Reed took a shot, it's roughing the passer and will add on additional yardage. And it looked like Billy was even interfered with.
It did.
And he was able to make the catch. What a throw by Reed to drop it right in the bucket.
Yeah, look at this. He sees him open just for a split second, throws it in there. The tiniest of windows of opportunity to make that happen, and he's able to bring that in. What's remarkable, too, is that we're not talking about the starting tight end here. He is the
Vinny Chardone,
right,
who doesn't have a catch this year. No tight ends for St. Vincent had a catch last week. I mean, when you only throw for 39 yards, that's kind of part of it. But the tight ends have been a lot more active. Add on the 15-yard roughing the passer penalty, it puts the ball at the 27. And a pistol formation with Billy back in there as the running back. Man in motion towards the near side. They give it to Beck. Up the middle and makes it to about the 24. Short pickup.
Did you see how the line was moved backwards 2 or 3 yards? The St. Vincent line, as soon as that play was snapped, they were driving the Allegheny defense backwards, giving Billy plenty of room to be able to see what he wanted and determine whether or not there was going to be an opening or a crease. Not much of anything there afterwards, but still a nice positive gain of about 3 yards.
Josh Salisbury made the tackle. He's been quiet today as it's this interior of the offensive line for St. Vincent. Brady Miller's a sophomore. Daniel Calabrese is a sophomore. Chris Lanier is a sophomore. Left guard, center, and right guard as Beck gets stood up right at about the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1.
Yeah, he had a difficult time. What was happening there was that Allegheny was able to break through a couple of gaps. And as a result of that, he had to bounce one way and then bounce another way. And was just never really able to get his feet under him to drive himself forward. And then the rest of the defenders came in, stopped him for a short gain.
Williams and Matsuda were there defensively. And it sets up 3rd and about 6 with 30 seconds left. St. Vincent does have to run a play. Play clock at 10. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 on the far side. Beck remains the back. Shotgun formation for Israel Reed. Allegheny once again brings the blitz. Reed delivers incomplete.
Had a man open and just threw behind his receiver.
Yeah, Brian Boyd just a little bit behind him.
Just a little bit, and it looks as though Reed is down on the field.
The medical staff coming out to take a look at Reed. And we'll take a break.
Are we able to get another angle?
Yeah, let's take a look at it instead. We'll stick in here with 13 seconds left.
Yes.
As Reed delivered the football, but took a shot just a little bit after the play. Didn't get a chance there. Maybe from the end zone, we'll get a chance as Reed right there gets shoved down to the ground.
It didn't look as though it was a vicious hit or anything.
No,
It just a little bit of a push after the throw was made.
Jerome Williams is the one that delivered it. Did not look to be too bad, but
no.
Reed is still on the ground.
See, one of the things that happens is that you have to have a very controlled fall. And the quarterbacks are taught to do this, but sometimes it's you don't realize that it's happening to you. But when you go down, kind of like a basketball player taking the charge.
Yeah.
You have to know how to tuck your chin down so that when you go back, you don't hit your head. And that's one of the things that oftentimes causes the concussions for football players is that when they go back, it isn't that initial hit, it's then the contact they make with the ground.
But then at the same time, sometimes you just can't control yourself with the way that the hit is delivered and the way that your body might react. So Reed is able to walk off. We'll take a look at the scores from around the PAC, and Carnegie Mellon has started to really pour it on Geneva. So what was a close game in the first half 14-7. It's 41-7. Carnegie Mellon continues with the unanswered points. Still a close game for Westminster and Waynesburg. 23-10 the score there. And W&J Teal, Bethany, Case Western, 7 o'clock kickoffs tonight.
Looking forward to next week's game. We'll be in Geneva for that, right?
We will. We will be in Geneva. Next week's broadcast, first game at Geneva. We'll broadcast this year at Allegheny, at Geneva, Grove City, and Washington and Jefferson. Be at W&J a little bit later on this season. 3 different locations in 3 different weeks as it sets up. 4th down and 5. The backup quarterback, Luke Lewandowski, is taken down, and St. Vincent gives it away. The Bearcats have not been a good team kicking field goals. So you might be wondering, why did St. Vincent go for it on 4th down? The Bearcats were only 1 of 6 last year kicking field goals. And Justin Amaya, the field goal kicker, 0 for 5 last year.
That was a lot to expect Luke to come in, and Luke Lewandowski, the backup quarterback, to come in. You're looking at a 4th, clearly in a passing situation, and with that much of an opportunity for warm-upping up or anything like that to go in there and try to get the conversion. Allegheny saw it, ears pinned back, rushed them, sacked them.
So can Brinzik in the offense take advantage? No, it's intercepted. Picked off by Robbie Lubada, touchdown. Robbie Labuda, touchdown St. Vincent, pick 6, back to the house. And the Bearcats once again clawing their way for a bigger lead.
The Bearcats running that 2 deep safety look. And as a result of that, they're able to keep everything in front of them. Brinzik thought he saw something. Everybody was really covered. But when he saw the pass coming, he jumped it and just caught it in full stride going toward the end zone, able to get a pick 6.
Robbie Labuda, what a play. The Mount Pleasant High School alum, sophomore, free safety. After St. Vincent turned it over, turned it into a touchdown on the next play. Brinzik, 3rd interception of the game. Extra point is up and a low kick. It's good. 3rd quarter comes to an end, 40-13. St. Vincent goes ahead now 41-13 after the extra point. We go to the 4th, 15 minutes left on KDKA Plus.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GBA Life. What does it do? It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends. What's so great about that? My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GBA Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more. Oh. You might be interested in a GBA Life annuity. You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
Craving the best burgers in town? Welcome to Moonlit Burgers, voted Best Burger 2024. From classic smash burgers and chicken sandwiches to salads and Millie's soft serve and shakes, we've got something for everyone. Enjoy our refreshing selection of local drafts, cocktails, and boozy shakes at the bar. Experience the magic of Moonlit Burgers, where flavor meets fun. Locally owned and operated, proudly serving the Pittsburgh community. This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features the Aliquippa Quips taking on the Penn Hills Indians. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Here we go.
This Saturday, tune in to KDKA Plus for PAC D3 college football as the Teal Tomcats battle the Geneva Golden Tornadoes in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Saturday at 7 p.m. only on KDKA Plus. Next week, Teal and Geneva prime time action on KDKA Plus. 7 o'clock kickoff from Beaver Falls. 41-13. St. Vincent has written a poetic story for the Bearcats here today, just dominating the Gators with 15 minutes left, as the story has been rushing. St. Vincent has outrushed Allegheny 206-43 on the ground. Just the details are in the numbers.
Yes, 5.7 yards a carry, and they've done it with a whole host of different running backs. That they've had 8 different people touch the ball to rush it, including Israel Reed, but then 7 other running backs.
Ball goes into the end zone for a touchback. Susie, what have you heard about Israel Reed?
Thanks, Austin. We saw Israel Reed get taken out with 13 seconds left in that third quarter. They were checking over his left kneecap. He is doing some tests on it right now. It will be unknown as to if he will be back in the game for the fourth quarter. They want to be super cautious. Austin?
Thanks, Susie. It makes sense with the score the way it is and
Yes.
the way that Reed has played today. You're obviously going to need him for the remainder of the season. Might be a precautionary thing just to take him out for that main purpose. Luke Lewandowski, the junior quarterback, has had some snaps in the past in previous seasons, and a new quarterback into the game for Allegheny as the ball is on the turf, ruled an incomplete pass.
Yeah, when you're going back to, go ahead.
Christian Crudet is the new quarterback.
When you go back to Reed and the injury, so thankful. I mean, granted, he is a little concerned about a knee, but it not being a concussion and no concerns about that, which is absolutely fantastic news. And it makes all the sense in the world to leave him out. You know, you saw what you needed from him today. He had a fantastic performance, and you know you have something you can clearly build on. There's no reason to risk any further injury in this game. At 41-13 in the fourth quarter, nothing's going to change from here.
Reed's thrown for 187 yards as well, as Kudre looks to throw downfield. He connects on a first down to Chris Guyswhite, and Guyswhite makes his way past the 45, and they go quickly to the line. So 3 interceptions thrown by the senior Trevor Brinzik after 2 touchdowns, no picks last week, and 260 yards passing. It's Christian Cudre, the junior 6'2 quarterback from St. Mary's, PA, who's slinging it out. Outside, pass caught. A couple yards short of a first down on the reception there. Chase Wyruck.
You see him coming out. He is you can just see by the body language. There's no hesitation. There's no nervousness. There's no concern. He knows what he wants to do, and he almost threw another pick six.
He targeted that one. Kudre's pass to Keyshawn Davis went right through Davis's hands. It was like Davis was the intended receiver on the pass. He read it that well.
Yeah, and Davis is a fantastic defensive back, one of the clear linebacker rather. He is right up there with Wiley Perry. Wiley Perry last week, 11 tackles. Keyshawn Davis there, step for step, 11 of his own.
It was intended for Nick Berkey. And sets up third down and a short 2. Uribe is the back. Kudre gives it to Uribe, who has nowhere to go. Met in the backfield by a plethora of St. Vincent defenders. Nathan Parker, the freshman, 58 from Brockport, New York, in there on the initial stop.
And now you have an opportunity, a nice play on first down, and then that play that was almost an interception on second down, and then losing a couple of yards on third down, setting up a 4th and long. And you're at a point now to where why not go for it?
4th and 5, Kudre in the pistol with Uribe as the back. Kudre looks for a quick pass. It is caught by Williams, has to fight for a first down. Going to depend on the spot. He needed to get to the 43. Far side official is signaling it's enough for a first down, and the Allegheny offense will remain on the field.
That was a great move. That was all the wide receiver on that one, doing his best to bring in that ball, expect contact, and then have presence of mind. I have to fight for the first down.
St. Vincent brings pressure. Kudre, quick pass. It's caught. Making a man miss. Making a couple of guys miss. It's Dursey. Ian Dursey good enough for a first down. This time it's a pickup of about 14, 15 yards.
Ian Dursey shows me a lot. Last week he had 7 catches for 65 yards. And you give him the opportunity, you give him the throws, he'll make the catches. And now we have another injury on the field.
It's Keyshawn Davis, senior from Woodland Hills. There are 4 Woodland Hills players in the starting lineup, or as reserve for St. Vincent as well. So Imani Christian and Woodland Hills dominated the 2 deep for St. Vincent as St. Vincent has dominated the game. Next week, our high school football game of the week on KDKA Plus is Aliquippa. The Quips with a victory against Mars yesterday will play the Penn Hills Indians 7 o'clock on KDKA Plus. You can catch Susie Cool on the call of that game on the sideline next week, and you can also see us next week for Teal and Geneva in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. Same time, 7 o'clock, KDKA Plus. As week 3 action in the PAC will get rolling between the Tomcats and the Golden Tornadoes of Geneva. Inside Geneva in week 1, the triple option offense where Grove City dominated as they did pretty much in almost every game last year, going 10-0, winning an NCAA playoff game. Grove City idle this week. Kudre taking a shot to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Chris Geiswhite. Allegheny sideline wanting a flag. And it's broken up defensively there to bring up 2nd down and 10. Good play from Evans from his cornerback position.
Yeah, Evans was beat early in this route. That's why he saw it and was throwing deep at it. But he was able to close, a little bit underthrown. And then when he got there, maintained composure, didn't wave his hands. If you just put your hands up and hold them still, you're fine. And then ultimately the ball hitting him in his back, able to get that incomplete pass.
2nd down and 10 for Kudre. Bad snap. It was a high snap, but Kudre tries to escape, move forward, and rushes for about 2 yards, maybe 3. He makes his way to the 27. What could have been a worse play on an errant snap that was high into his right.
I'm really enjoying watching Kudre play. I mean, it really looks, one, he's having a good time out there. He's seeing an opportunity. He's wanting to make the most of it, and he's throwing the ball nicely around the field. Nice play right there, too.
3rd and 7 to Dursey, but it is short of the sticks. About 3 yards short. And Kudre definitely looks confident out there.
He does.
Manning the offense.
And yeah, I got to tell you, from a standpoint of looking at Trevor Brinsick, who's a senior, who was backing up Jack Johnson for all of those years here, you finally give him an opportunity. He gets his chance. Had a really nice week last week, but just this week wasn't his. It just wasn't for him tonight.
Sometimes you just don't have it. We've seen that with Allegheny today on 4th down and 3, trying to keep the drive alive with Uribe as the back. Kudre, first read not there. Next one, it's caught. Gonna be close to a 1st down. Chase Wyruck on the reception. Wiley Purdy made the stop, and it is a 1st down for the Allegheny Gators.
And considering the way that St. Vincent plays defense with that cushion I've been talking about all afternoon long, this is a perfect defense for him to come out and throw those quick, easy passes to build up his confidence to perform here this afternoon.
False start called against Allegheny as the Gators were going quickly to the line. So 1st and 15 coming up after the penalty. It's an Allegheny team, again, averaged 21 points per game last year, 270 yards through the air, partly because a couple of those games Allegheny was down significantly in the score where can't really establish the run anymore. You have to throw it, and now Kudre is able to hold on to the football, not fumble it, and makes his way to the 20. He gets about 3 yards of the penalty yardage back, but there's a player down. That's Keller Liptrap, the left guard.
And they were going for that ball. He had to do all he could to hold on to it, to keep from being stripped. Was able to keep it, and then still showed himself to have that presence of mind as he's being spun around to go get that positive yardage.
Training staff looks at Liptrap. 11:01 remaining. St. Vincent leads 41-13.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's. And our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
To learn more, visit gcc.edu.
It's more than a piano. It's music lessons, birthday parties, and countless family memories, now safely tucked away, awaiting Nana's new home. It's more than a piano, and we're more than a truck.
This Friday, the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, features the Aliquippa Quips taking on the Penn Hills Indians. Friday night at 7 on KDKA+. Here we go.
Second down and 15 for Allegheny. Kudre with time, avoids the pressure, fires downfield, incomplete. He did have a man wide open. It was Uribe, who on just a little bit of a wheel route kept putting his hand up by the 5-yard line, and Kudre never found him.
So 3rd and 12. You realize the game is out of reach, but you want to put points on the board. You want to see what the only points that they've scored this second half have been special teams. So you want the offense to have some success this half.
Kudre taking a shot to the end zone, incomplete. There's a flag. It comes in against David Simawang. And Simawang, the freshman safety, had a little bit too much contact there with Chris Geiswipe. We'll take another look at it.
Yeah, you watch this. He realizes that he's been beat.
They just pushed him.
Yeah, he looked back at the quarterback and realized that his guy was going by him, and then pushed him in order to keep him from having the touchdown, which is ultimately a very smart play at the collegiate level. Because you're better off giving up yardage because they don't go all the way down to the 2 at the collegiate level. If it's coming your way and you can't make the right defensive play, draw the PI.
So it goes to the 5. First down and goal with Kudre. An empty backfield set. Now Williams will go under center. And whistles before the snap, signaling a timeout for Allegheny. So that was similar to what we saw on the 4th down play with Williams going under center and picking up a yard. So the upcoming schedule for the Allegheny Gators. Westminster next Saturday. It's a 7 o'clock game at home. Then, the road gets difficult. Westminster and then at Grove City against the defending PAC champions. Also a 7 o'clock kickoff. So 2 night games back-to-back, followed by Case Western back here at home with, including this game, 3 out of 4 home games at Frank V. Fuhrer Field. That one, a 1 o'clock kickoff to begin October.
Yeah, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in the laboratory to figure out what happened. Where they could have built nicely off of the Bethany game, they see themselves taking a couple of steps back. And you're right. You look at Case Western coming up. You look at Grove City coming up. And Westminster is one of those teams that is beginning to climb in this conference. And it could be a really difficult next 3 weeks.
Pistol formation for Kudre with Uribe as the back. They'll send Dursey in motion towards the far side. Trying to isolate Dursey. Off the bobble, he's got it. Touchdown, Allegheny. Ian Dursey on the quick pass for 6.
That was a really good play in the way that it was designed with the man in motion to bring the corner in, and then the dart around like that. The corner just got lost. Number 31 got brought into the line, was thinking it was going to be a run play, and the next thing you know, the receiver comes out all by himself out in the flat, touchdown.
Garrett Paxton on to attempt the extra point for Allegheny. And it's a low kick, but is good. And adds on for the Gators an extra point to make it now 41-20. It's now a 21-point game again. St. Vincent in the lead, and will play Grove City next week. So the road for St. Vincent, after 2 straight road games, get to go home to Chuck Knoll Field against Grove City, against Waynesburg, and against Geneva. All 1 o'clock kickoffs for the Bearcats. So they get Grove City, and then a couple more manageable games, Waynesburg and Geneva, to potentially try to make their way towards the top of the PAC standings.
Yeah, if I'm St. Vincent, I am not too upset about this schedule. And the reason why is that you have W&J. They're clearly a contender for the PAC championship. Grove City is as well, along with CMU. You get 2 of these big schools early on, then you get to figure out who you are. And then you get real game film to be able to develop and grow from this. St. Vincent responding so well from their loss last week to the Presidents. Now what can they do in taking this and get ready for a big game coming up next Saturday?
Allegheny, Carnegie Mellon, Case Western, Grove City, W&J, the victorious teams from last week, all 1-0 in the standings coming into today. Carnegie Mellon and Grove City both ranked in the D3 football poll. Grove City situated at 11th, Carnegie Mellon at 20th. Case Western also received some votes. Same thing with Washington and Jefferson. It's a short kick. St. Vincent has to fall on it. And Allegheny, if the Gators were able to fall on that short kick, could have potentially stolen a possession.
I tell you what, that is a very smart move. I'm surprised that we don't see that more often, because there's almost a dead zone. If you can have the level of control, it's like in a golf game, you got that flop shot. If you can get it up there high enough and get it to drop right in that spot, right around the 40-yard line, you have a really good chance of being able to recover. I would say better doing that than even an onside kick.
So St. Vincent, we don't know what the status is officially of Israel Reed, but he's not out there. It's Luke Lewandowski at quarterback. Dante Sanders is the back. Also have Julian Walker in there, who now moves and lines up as a slot receiver on the near side of the formation. First down and 10 at the 38. Flag comes in on the carry for Sanders. Running wide and lots of room for Sanders. It's a foot race down the sideline. Sanders towards the 20, spinning his way towards the 15. And we'll see if this one's coming back. Allegheny already pointing that it will. Wonder if St. Vincent was fully set there before the snap.
What's a little intriguing to me is why they let the play go on.
As we'll see what the call is from our head referee, Jack Thorne.
Yeah, because we're not talking about like a holding penalty that would have been in play, and they're waving everybody down.
Disregarded flag.
Okay.
The entire Allegheny coaching staff questioning with the officials why that might be. But it goes as a long run for Dante Sanders. And Sanders continues to pad his numbers. He's now over 100 yards. Billy Beck with 97 yards on the ground. Those two players alone have combined for nearly 200 yards of offense on the ground.
In watching the replay, I saw the near side receiver throw his arm back. And maybe that was the initial call, but maybe that was some kind of illegal motion, but he wasn't going forward. So I think that's why they picked up the flag.
Reed, it is a broken play as he tried to hand it off to Sanders, who went to the right instead of the left of where the handoff was. And it's Luke Lewandowski instead, rather, to pick up 1 yard, as Lewandowski was trying to hand it off, but the broken play actually picked up a yard.
Yeah, why not, right? I know you're walking back to the huddle thinking, okay, who was it that went the wrong way? Did the quarterback possibly go as the second-team quarterback? Did he go to the wrong direction? Did the running back go to the wrong side? But one of those presence of mind things, you can't think too much about it at that moment. You got to make the most of it, and he did.
Lewandowski backed up. Austin Sly is the quarterback last year. 56% completion rate for him last season. As it's Sanders dragging defenders for a gain of about 2. Sly, with only 4 touchdown passes and 13 interceptions last year, was really a ground attack for St. Vincent, not being able to throw the ball very much through the air, but it's been a little bit different today with Reed throwing for 187 yards, also 2 touchdowns, half of what Sly had last year. And if you're St. Vincent, also want to just continue to try to chew out this clock. You're up by 21. Get out of here without any more injuries.
Dante Sanders looking so impressive this afternoon on the ground and receiving too. Just really coming on.
It's 3rd down and 8. End around goes to Walker. Walker trying to change direction, spinning, still going. Walker is tackled down at the 16-yard line, right around the initial line of scrimmage.
He wasn't in on the final tackle, but he's the man who busted up this play. Number 91, Jerome Williams II. Taking him off of his game, spinning him around, and giving time for his fellow defenders to come in there and make the play. There's Colucci one more time on the pile.
Nazari Matsuda was there. Also, Khalees, the transfer from Rhode Island, in on the play as an injured Bearcat down on the field is injured, Gator. That's Jerome Williams, who is now able to walk off the field under his own power. Let's send it down to Susie.
Thanks, Austin. Speaking of St. Vincent, SVC head coach Aaron Smetanka finished up his playing career at SVC in 2010 and 2011. And in Smetanka's playing days at SVC, he became the modern-day program record holder for passing yards, touchdowns, completions, and attempts. And remember, that was just in 2 seasons. Now he's assuming that head coach role for the Bearcats, and Smetanka said he's literally living his dream. St. Vincent is his second home, and he's hoping he can be a Bearcat for the rest of his career. Austin?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Coach Smetanka spending time at Greensburg Central Catholic, also the assistant at Peters Township in the high school ranks before. He also played arena football. A little bit of a pro career.
That was pretty cool when he said that to us.
And now he's got a chance to watch his offense put up 40+. Reminiscent of his playing days. As Lewandowski faces 4th down and 10. St. Vincent goes for it. Lewandowski nowhere to go. Colucci brings him down in the backfield. And that Suda was also in there as the Bearcats turn it over.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you got to wonder to what extent were they really looking to be able to complete this on 4th down. And at the same time, when you're in a position where you're inside the red zone and you can't go for a field goal, then you need to do something when it comes to either recruiting, the transfer portal. Kickers make the difference. And when you're coming into these tight games against opponents that are in the middle of the pack, especially within the President's Athletic Conference, you've got to put up points when you can. Fortunately for them today, that's not necessary being up 21, but they got to get a kicking game to make that happen.
It's a couple yards on the quarterback keeper for Kudre. Ends up getting 3 and picks up 2nd down and 7. Yeah, the kicking game wasn't very successful. 1 of 6 on field goal attempts last year for St. Vincent as Kudre goes back to the line quickly. Pass is caught. And a couple yards there on the reception for Wyrock. So Wyrock, the freshman from Springdale, PA, makes it 3rd down at about 2. Shank is the back. Kudre, quick pass, caught by Austin Williams, the tight end. He gets tackled down. Stopped there by Robbie Labuda, who had the pick 6 interception return for a touchdown.
Once again, St. Vincent giving them those short yardage plays, and the Gators taking them.
And why not if you're St. Vincent, as Wiley Purry makes the tackle there on the reception by Ian Dursey, because it continues to just let the clock roll out. Right. Now under 7 minutes to go.
Yeah, when you go back to the scoring drive for Allegheny, they only scored on offense prior to this most recent one all the way back in the first quarter.
Incomplete pass to Geiswipe.
And that drive was an extended one. It went like 16 plays because that's the way that St. Vincent decided they wanted to run their defense today. And so now you just continue that idea. You run the 2 deep safety look. You play the corners off. Let them throw underneath. There's just no way they're going to be able to score 3 times in 6:42 with the way that you're letting them drive the ball at this point.
Both backup quarterbacks in the game. Israel Reed finished 13 of 17, 187 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trevor Brinzik, 16 of 33, 128 yards, 3 interceptions. Ball is tipped in, incomplete on 3rd down, setting up 4th down and 4. 6:39 remains in the game.
You know, I got to give credit to the line for Allegheny. They've done a pretty decent job today at being able to give both Brinzik time and now Kudre time to be able to get the pass off to see what's happening downfield. There's just been a difficulty in syncing everybody up at the skill position.
Kudre on 4th down and 4 with time. Quick pass, Williams caught. 1st down, Allegheny. That's been the best play for the Gators throughout the course of the game. Just throw it to Austin Williams with a little bit of space on an out route, and let him just get enough to the sticks.
Austin Williams is strong. Tight end, 6'5", 235. He's a primary target all of the time. Last week, 7 receptions for 95 yards. He's key today, too.
Quick pass going nowhere for Nick Berkey. Blown up in the backfield. Keyshawn Davis was there. A couple of different guys ended up collapsing in on the tackle. Bring up 2nd and long. It loses 3 yards. Marcus Hart was also in there defensively. Kudre trying to step out of pressure. Still going. Kudre is brought down.
That was one of those plays where Josiah Wyant, that didn't get in on the tackle, but was able to bring the pressure initially, and they started spinning him around like a top. And then once you start that spin move, you're not running the ball anywhere, and you can't find footing to be able to sit up and pass the ball either.
Timeout is called by Allegheny. What will be 3rd down and long. 5:46 remains in this game. Make sure to check out our JRM social media pages at JRM Sports. You'll be able to check out all the highlights and game action on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. You'll find the highlights, as well as Instagram and YouTube. High school coverage, college coverage at JRM Sports.
And one video in particular you need to look for, make sure you like it, love it, share it, comment on it, is that tip drill completion that took place in the first half of the game, going toward the end of the second quarter. That is absolute highlight film that I could see easily going viral. ESPN sports highlights all over the country.
Score from Pitt in West Virginia. WVU takes an early 7-0 lead in the backyard brawl. A little shovel pass completion to Shank. And Shank gets close to the original line of scrimmage, but about a yard short of that. Only a pickup of about 4 yards. It'll set out 4th down and long.
Yeah, that was a good move by Kudre, too, because he was going down and he had the presence of mind, see what's happening around him, dump the ball off to one of his players to be able to see if they had the opportunity to do something. But it's just a sign of how he is very comfortable in the pocket, very comfortable in this position, very comfortable scrambling, too.
Kudre in the pistol with Shank the back on 4th down and 11 for the Gators. Kudre, plenty of time. Looks to step up. Kudre, downfield, incomplete. Threw it over the head of Chris Geiswhite, and the Gators turn it over on downs.
That's just a difficult position for him to be on. Coming in off the bench and needing to complete that long 4th down play. Being pressed a little bit in the pocket, trying to find his footing, threw it a little off balance, overthrew it a little bit, but still coming in as a second teamer to fill in at this point, doing a pretty good job.
And Allegheny really has not been able to establish the ground game. Two-headed attack of Trey Worship, Gary Miller from last year. Stewart responsible for 200 of Allegheny's 274 rush attempts and 792 total yards, 12 touchdowns. Trying to find an established ground attack that hasn't happened yet, like St. Vincent's been able to do. And what an angry run by the Bearcats. You want to talk and call Good Morning Football on that run? Angry runs with Kyle Brandt. That's the one that you'll find. St. Vincent, what a dangerous run there. Isaiah Sosak taking a defender's helmet off for Allegheny.
Somebody didn't tell him that they're up by 21 with less than 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. You don't have to play this hard. I think he's trying to send a message to the coaches. Listen, I'm here to play. I ain't here to come just get suited up and do all the warm-ups before the game. I came to be on the field. Give me some more time. Give me some more reps.
About 4.5 left. Remaining in regulation. As the Bearcats of St. Vincent look to go to 1-1 on the season, and St. Vincent also taking its time. Third string quarterback is also in there for the Bearcats. It's Stevie Orsler who's in there for St. Vincent at quarterback. So Orsler gets a chance to take some reps for the Bearcats. Allegheny still rolling with mainly the starters with Colucci still out there. David Babb. Also see Samuel Cato remaining in the game. Natsuda. Vital Joseph. So a lot of substitutions for St. Vincent, but not the same for Allegheny. On what is first down and 10 for the Bearcats. Another run. For 37, Isaiah Sosak for a couple. It picks up 3.
You look across the field to the St. Vincent bench. They understand what you just said, that the 2s and the 3s are in for the Bearcats, and they're playing against a lot of the 1s against Allegheny. And seeing these guys make these runs and all the plays that, whatever it is that they're doing, blowing guys off the line of scrimmage, pushing hard, they're excited for what their backups are doing on the field.
And if you're St. Vincent, there's a lot to cheer for. And
oh, yes,
a lot of teammates that don't really get a lot of regular reps. Backups trying to make an impression and crack the lineup. So Zach once again on the carry, past the 25, stiff arms his way towards the 20.
What a great run. How about that stiff arm he gave toward the end? Let's go ahead and see. We can see this again.
Here it is.
Look at this. He's running right at you and puts his hand out and just plants him. He was able to hold on and bring him down for the tackle. So you got to give props to the cornerback for doing that. But at the same time, he's running with authority.
Freshman from Broad Top, Pennsylvania, 5'9", 175-pound running back. As we've reached the 2-minute timeout, 41-20, St. Vincent leads at Frank Beefier in Meadville, Pennsylvania.
It's time to rediscover the original Voodoo Brewing Company pub in beautiful downtown Meadville. Enjoying world-renowned craft beer, delicious and unique cocktails made with our new lineup of VBC spirits and one-of-a-kind food items. Follow our Facebook and Instagram pages to stay updated on our series of live music. And if you're looking to take your celebration to the next level or host a private event, look no further than our production facility only at Voodoo Brewing Company.
As someone who disrupts plans for a living, I can't say enough about the importance of life insurance. Sometimes you can see the end zone right ahead of you, you can have a clear shot, then bam, it's Cam. A policy from GBU Life can let you focus more on getting out from under what life throws at you and worry less about protecting the life you are working hard to build. You can get a policy with GBU Life that is affordable to you now and build on it for the future with their guaranteed purchase option rider. Get started protecting the life you are building today at gbu.org.
Craving the best burgers in town? Welcome to Moonlit Burgers, voted Best Burger 2024. From classic smash burgers and chicken sandwiches to salads and Millie's soft serve and shakes, we've got something for everyone. Enjoy our refreshing selection of local drafts, cocktails, and boozy shakes at the bar. Experience the magic of Moonlit Burgers, where flavor meets fun. Locally owned and operated, proudly serving the Pittsburgh community.
Final 2 minutes from Allegheny as St. Vincent looks to finish it off. Moved to 1-1 on the season, Allegheny, after winning against Bethany in week 1. And Sosak goes for about a loss of a yard on first down and 10. John Mark Crawford on the stop for Allegheny. So coming up next on either side, St. Vincent looks ahead towards 3 straight home games: Grove City, Waynesburg, Geneva, then Case Western, Westminster, Carnegie Mellon, Teal, and Bethany. Case Western reserved the only night game for St. Vincent on the schedule. On the opposite side for Allegheny, a couple of night games will factor into the equation, including a noon game at Carnegie Mellon. A lot of different game times for Allegheny today. 105. End around with a ton of running room for the Bearcats, and a good tackle made at about the 14-yard line by the Gators. In the final minute left of the game, Allegheny is against Westminster, 7 o'clock. At home next week, then at Grove City, 7 o'clock. Case Western is a 1 o'clock home game. Then at Teal, at Geneva, Waynesburg, a 5:05 start. You'll have that one at home on KDKA+. Then at Carnegie Mellon on November 9th at 12 o'clock kickoff. Washington and Jefferson on Senior Day. We have that one for you, final regular season game of the PAC calendar. It's Senior Day for the Gators, and one final play for St. Vincent to run before the game can officially come to an end. It's 3rd down and 3 for the Bearcats, and Aaron Smetanka calls timeout. So, not sure exactly why St. Vincent called a timeout, but maybe to get the personnel out there to take a knee and officially end this one.
Well, I would think whoever the personnel that was out there was the right personnel to have to take a knee.
Yeah, any personnel can just stand there and take the snap and fall down and the game ends.
Put the special teams unit out there to get the knee.
Well, you take a look at St. Vincent's schedule again. But the story of the game, Mangino, is the way that St. Vincent, led by Reed, led by Sanders, led by Beck, really controlled the ground game, and it really opened up the passing game for Reed. After 39 yards last week, had almost 200, and he didn't even play the fourth quarter.
Right. They had a perfect scheme coming into today's game. What they wanted to do on offense, what they wanted to do on defense, they took to heart what happened last week, didn't take it with a defeatist attitude, and said, you know what, let's go ahead and work on this stuff. They did, and they came out victorious today.
St. Vincent takes the knee, and the Bearcats are victorious for the first time in 2024. 41-20, St. Vincent defeats Allegheny at Frank B. Fuhrer Field. The Gators drop to 1-1 on the season. It was an incredible performance by Israel Reed, Billy Beck, and Dante Sanders, the backs. But don't forget Keegan O'Brien, who made potentially the best play of the game. St. Vincent ran for 277 yards. Allegheny, 45. The first downs are pretty much even. 22 for Allegheny, 21 for St. Vincent. That doesn't even tell any bit of the story, as the Gators threw for 217 yards, 187 yards for St. Vincent. But you're talking about over 400 yards, well over 400 yards of total offense for the Bearcats in the victory.
So Israel Reed, our player of the game, and what a performance he put in. 13 of 17, no interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 187 yards, quarterback rating of 207.7. He was also one of the key guys on the ground game too. Called his number a number of times, 7 rushes for 25 yards and scored a touchdown. So Israel Reed showing that he is the guy at St. Vincent, and what a bounce-back performance.
But it really could have been Dante Sanders.
It could have
10 rushes, 103 yards, and a touchdown. He caught 3 passes for 41 yards and a touchdown, so he had a receiving touchdown, he had a rushing touchdown, and Keegan O'Brien, 3 catches for 66 yards. Also, Pete Billy, the tight end, how about the senior? A touchdown reception, 2 catches, 36 total yards, both big plays in the game. Billy Beck ran for 98 yards on 16 carries. Also a touchdown, 6 yards per carry for Billy Beck. And just,
I hope they have enough balls.
Yes.
For the game
enough
balls.
Game
They're
balls
passing
to
out
out
game balls. They'll be doing that for the next half hour.
Susie Cool is down on the sideline looking for Israel Reed, the Imani Christian High School graduate, the senior quarterback, our player of the game here at Allegheny. Susie.
All right, now that has come and gone, all the excitement from your teammates, today, 13 for 17 on your pass attempts for 187 yards, 2 touchdowns. What was the biggest thing that your offense was doing to enable your pass game today?
The biggest thing was us coming together this week, taking every day. We lost the first day of practice, but every day we continued to grow and get better. We was working on pass protections a lot, so the line holding up, everybody doing their job. It panned out great for us today for St. Vincent football.
Everybody doing their job, including those second and third stringers for your team, going against the first teamers for Allegheny. How promising is that for this organization moving forward?
It's very promising. Coach Tank always says in the team meetings that we have to rise together. So that's just not just the first team. Everybody has to focus in and lock in practice. And that's what we did this week. Came ready this week and prepared better for Allegheny, and the outcome's the outcome.
Israel, go celebrate with your teammates now.
Yes, ma'am.
There you go. Austin?
Thanks, Susie. 41-20. St. Vincent victorious. 1-1 on the season. Allegheny drops to 1-1 as well in the 41-20 victory for the Bearcats in week 2 of the PAC. D3 college football game of the week. We're at Geneva next week for Teal and Geneva, 7 o'clock kickoff on KDKA Plus. For everyone inside our production truck, Jake Mislipchik and Ryan Milan. For Susie Cool and Robert Mangino, I'm Austin Beck saying so long from Frank B. Field in Meadville, Pennsylvania, where the Bearcats of St. Vincent are victorious by 21. Enjoy your college football weekend.